God, I just listened to this whole podcast. It was terrible. I feel like my ears are gonna bleed.
What'd you say? This is Darby Allen, and you're listening to Gimme a Oh Yeah podcast.
Wrong button. Hello. Good morning for me. Welcome to the Give Me All Your Wrestling podcast. My name is Ant, and I literally woke up 10 minutes ago. Hello, how are you all doing? Lovely to see you all. Thank you. I'm using a new system today because, you know, the right time to use a new system is the time when you are absolutely shattered. What's up? I literally have red eye. It's not an important match. It's only Nakazawa, Kenny Omega, John Moxley, and Kingston. I feel like the naughty school kid. Let us know if hello, lovely to see you all. Jeff, Jack, Joey, using a new system today, which is the perfect day to do it. I'm gonna get Dan on here. I feel like the naughty kid who has invite. Copy to clipboard. Dan, I will send you it via Twitter. Sense? Is that good? I feel like the naughty boy who's woke up late for work. I'll tell you all about it in a second. Let me just wake up and figure this out. I'm sure it's a great match. You'll have to let me know. It sounds fun. It sounds like the crowd are really into it. Not all Elite Wrestling. Don't send them the link. Although it'll be fine. Chad, I think done. Let me know. I'm snorting. So you're on Twitch? Yes, I am. Because you know the right time to try something new is the time when you're absolutely shattered. And John Moxley pins Michael Nakazawa. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Gimme All Your Wrestling podcast. A little bit late today. Want to send me something, you prick? Jeremy, never fear. I'm at work. Oh, awesome, man. Well, sorry to hear that, but thanks for joining us, Jeremy. But I hope all the people in the care home that you work are enjoying it. But you're reigning, defending, undisputed Royal Rumble champion and WrestleMania conspiracy prediction champion of the world, Jeremy. Very good. And has been on the Wacky Mary. No, I haven't. Did you say you're on Twitch? Yes, we've. I think it's on Twitch. I mean, I don't really know because I'm just woken up. The Young Bucks have come out to beat down John Moxley and Eddie Kingston. Of course, they have with Gallows and Anderson. Magic Killer. And boots. My wife isn't working, so I can't stream. Oh, man. AEW until Mr. Idiot fixes the stupid Twitch. That's rubbish, mate. I'm so sorry. What a night for that to happen. Did you say you're on Twitch? Yes, we are on Twitch. Someone can check it's working for me. That'd be great. We're supposed to be on Facebook as well, but don't ask. Don't tell Tom either. Wi-Fi. Cool. Yeah. No, I get it. How does everything look? How does everything sound? Private chat, no. Invite, copy link. How else will I send this to Dan? Let's open Skype and send it to Dan through that as well. Massive beatdown happening right now. I tell the residents to subscribe. But I'm sure they don't even know what YouTube is. Have you sent me the link or not? Yes, I sent you it on Twitter. I will also send you it via Skype, Dan. Invite, copies clipboard. As if I'm using Skype to send you something so we don't have to use Skype. One Winged Angel to Kingston. Is this writing him off now? Because I feel like he was supposed to be right up. Looks great out. Your face is a horror show where you attacked by a hammer. Hey, check this out. Are you ready? Boom. That's your comment there, Jack, that you just wrote. I got your comment right there. With your face. Just there. But fun news, all the residents 100%. Oh, that's brilliant, man. That's brilliant. Congratulations. Kurishida versus Britt Baker, double or nothing. It is confirmed Sunday, May the 30th. And question mark. What do you like my little congratulations, Jeremy, on getting everyone vaccinated. Hey, that's cool. I'm a fan of just it's my new system, Joey. It's Jeff. Jeff, how you doing, mate? The good doctor's winning the belt. I think so, mate. WTF is your picture, Jack? LMAO. It's Jack clearly with his body out. Been working out. It's all about the game. And look at my little logo at the top and all this sort of stuff. Right, we are at a break, so that's good. My apologies for missing the first match, guys. I'm just shattered. You getting it, love? I'm sure Dan will join us in 1 second. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Yeah. So, Ant's face looks like the Vietnam War. Cheers, dude. Look at that. How cool is this? This works. I like it. The fact that Jeremy wasn't the first comment shown on camera is a conspiracy. It is, you know, it was. It was. If you go back, I'll edit the video and put you in. I'm not going back and editing anything. This has been 7 minutes of me just laughing. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Have we got 5 people watching? Is that how many are watching? I don't even know. Oh, it's all on YouTube. No one on Twitch. Wow. All the new stuff, eh? All the new stuff. Private chat. How do I get my dude Dan on? Yeah, I hold my breath until you do that, lol. You know it's not happening, Jeremy. Well, hey, look, at least it's been an interesting stream so far. How was the first match? It looked decent. Send this link. You may also want to share our instructions for guests. Do I need to share the instructions? Hello. Oh, comments. Don't worry about Dan. Just have a good time. He'll be fine. Don't worry about Dan. Worry about everyone. So, right. Here's my excuse. Ready? First of all, the dog ate my homework. Second of all, I was at work this morning at 6:30 in the morning, and I was like, I need to sleep. But then I've also been having loads of issues. I'm about to check on Twitch. Thanks, man. That's the best. I'm just here till the toilet gets clogged. Wow. I wish I was kidding. Jeremy, mate. Good. Dan's the best. Indeed, he is. So what's happened? What am I on about? Dynamite's back on. So I haven't woken up yet. So what's happened is I'm needing an excuse. Shit. I was at work at 6:30, and then I was like, I need to sort out this issue with this Skype that we've been having, because I'm not like putting my speakers into my microphone like I did last week, which is what I ended up doing last week. So I've downloaded StreamYard and been working on trying to set it up and all this sort of stuff. So I didn't get to bed till about 8, and I was like, I should have been in bed a lot earlier because I'm at work again at like 8 in the morning. So I was like, I need to have some sleep. And eventually sort of half managed that. But then set an alarm for 11:30 and absolutely slept through it. And then luckily woke up at 1 and I was like, shoot. But hey ho. Yes, we are live on Twitch. We are live on YouTube. So yeah, you could follow us on Twitch if you wanted to. All be cool, man. It's cool, actually. It's quite easy to sort of stream on multiple platforms on this, which is why I've tried to do the thingy as well. So the YouTube as well, the Twitch as well. So maybe that's a new thing. Who knows? Who knows? And can you rush me to get through to my second vaccine? I don't think I can. I don't think I can. I could book a hotel today. It's one of the things I never knew I missed. Oh, mate, I know. Tell me about it. I can tell you a great story about clocking Jeff Adams' toilet. Wow. Do share the story, Joey. Do share the story. And Jeremy obviously would love to hear it. Absolutely. We have 7 people are joining. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Everyone like the stream? Oh, mate, Kevin, done direct you. Oh, exactly. And actually, I can do this. Hit that subscribe button to help our little channel grow. Why not tell a friend who you're watching wrestling with? Please check out the description and check out the awesome Pro Wrestling Eve. Want to support the channel? No, you can. Our link to Patreon is in the description. Check me out. Check me out. I don't know if it's my end or not, but the stream on Twitch is not really coming through on my end. It keeps pausing. Does it really? Interesting. All right, Joey. Thanks for letting me know, man. Does it say that I've got a viewer on Twitch? Yes, it does. That's you, Joey. Thanks for letting me know. Good story, not a great aftermath, I bet. Was it you that had to sort it out, Jeffy boy? Jeez Louise. Jeez Louise. I clogged the toilet of my mate in Sheffield, saved up for days on end to fill his toilet. Jesus, man. QT Marshall versus Cody Rhodes. Right now, let's get into this match. Slap to QT Marshall and back from Cody Rhodes. A match that's been built up for a minute. Oh, they've got 2 rings. Just noticing. Very cool. Interesting. It's obviously different to how WWE normally, when they do a War Games match, would have the rings going outwards. I can see Dan's joined the stream. Hello, Gav. Lovely to see you. I am going to try and add Dan to the screen. Are you ready? Let's see what happens. Boo! Nothing happened. Of course, nothing happened. I can see Dan shaking his head. I don't know how to do it. Oh, no. I have to stream. That's what I need to do. Hey! You're there. Dan. Hey, mate.
You
Plonker,
dipstick.
Dipstick, dick stick, whatever you want. How you doing, mate?
Well, I was on time.
It's a good job one of us was.
Yeah, right. Thank God it was the one that can actually set the stream. Oh, wait. No, it wasn't. How did you not understand? You just click the button. It literally says there, press here to add them to the show.
Yeah, I know. I was pressing the little man button. I was like, I want my little man next to me. It's Dan. Hit the little man button. And no. Oh, what's your name say? Oh. Dan is not angry, just disappointed.
It's actually a bit of a lie. I'm both angry and disappointed.
How are you feeling, Dan? I know you weren't feeling very well last week. Are you feeling any better, mate?
Compared to last week, I'm doing well. Cheers, mate. Like, it's still not where I should be. Still not where I need to be. Still some ongoing things. Right. But you know, I'm as you can tell, I'm already more with it than I was, you know, for pretty much the entirety of last week's show.
You certainly sound like you are, my dude. And thank you for bearing with us tonight. And thank you to everyone in chat for bearing with me. Did you hear my reason why? My bad excuse?
I don't even care.
Oh dear.
I just assumed that you'd fallen. I literally wrote in the chat. I haven't heard from him.
I did.
I'm willing to bet he's asleep still.
But we are streaming live on Twitch and thingy. Joey said the Twitch stream's awful, but oh well. Have you been catching up with Joey and Jeff's toilet story?
I haven't. No, I haven't seen. I disappeared for a wee bit. I come back and you finally sent me the bloody link, you twat.
Did you get it on Twitter and Skype? I use Skype to send you the Twitter. Do you know the thing that we've been trying to avoid using?
Do you not feel that this is easier? That StreamYard is a lot easier than using OBS?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Just getting used to it. When I was clicking on the button, I didn't realize I had to add you to the stream first, but I've learned that now. So next week, I mean, it might be smoother. Who knows? Long story short, Jeff and I went out drinking with left-handed cigs. I crashed on his couch and clogged his toilet with a massive dump. Next morning, I convinced Jeff he clogged the toilet. That's what friends do, Dan.
Yeah. That is what friends do.
Gav says, looking forward to Pinnacle versus Inner Circle match tonight. It's gonna be brutal. Indeed, it is, Gav. I'm looking forward to it as well. I'm glad I didn't miss that.
And right now we've got QC Master and Cody Rhodes, this has probably been the best booked feud of AEW right now, in all honesty.
It has, it's been sort of a really sort of slow build to it, but
traditional booking, say almost.
I'd agree.
Well. The only thing is, I think it's like it's been there's moments where it's been slow, but him all of a sudden being annoyed of going villain did kind of come out of the blue. Like I felt that we could have had 4 to 6 weeks of some issues developing before we reached that part. Well, I think that if I was to criticize AEW, I think sometimes that is something they rush. They kind of, if they're telling a 5-point story, they seem to rush to point 2.
Yeah.
And sometimes even skip out point 1. I think another one is Matt Hardy and the sudden appearance of the big money Matt character. It was just like, well, where does this come from?
I wonder if AEW are confusing themselves, with like the rest of their sort of products, like All Elite and Dark and Elevation, and they build up a lot of the stories on there. So Big Money Matt, for example, is something that was really built up on Being the Elite. And if you didn't watch Being the Elite, then it was very difficult to see the transition on Dynamite.
And and I'm willing to bet most people. I mean, I know Being the Elite does great views, but
yeah,
but it's still most people don't watch that. I don't
have time to watch it every week. Yeah,
no. I catch the odd one here and there, but very infrequent.
Yeah,
and so to suddenly be dealt with something that started on and on, like it's just very I'm not a fan of that personally. If it's what they want to do, it's their right to do it. But hey. That's QT Marshall with the old camp spot there of exposing the buttocks. I'm amazed that they had the blur ready to go.
Did they?
Yeah, and why though? How come we're going to see people bleeding all over themselves later?
And we can't
see a bum crack? And here's the thing. If someone was wearing a thong, they would show that person. And what you pretty much see everything of the backside when someone wears a thong.
Absolutely. Was this pre-filmed, Dan?
It does appear that there is an audio. I don't know if these matches are pre-filmed, and the War Games match is live or not. It was
because that was a bit sharp for me.
It was very sharp. I wondered. I don't know. I mean, the reason why I assumed when the rumors were it was just going to be one. Well, apparently that was the original plan. The original plan was just going to be one match. I assumed it was because of how long it takes to actually set up. The war get the steel cage.
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen anything hanging over the top. I could be wrong.
I haven't noticed. No, I haven't noticed. It's the type of thing I would notice as well. But they're actually keeping the shops quite tight. Probably to try and make the feel of it feel like normal, with there being 2 rings and it being quite a different setup, obviously.
Yeah.
They're keeping everything very tight tonight.
Oh, like that going for the diamond cutter and signaling for it. I wonder if that means it's going to lead to something.
I mean, the interesting thing about this feud, Dan, is
no, you should have just...
Oh, dropping him.
And it's because he was doing a buckle bomb. That was what the issue was, rather than just sitting out with it. Normally, if you got someone up and you're doing a power bomb, you would just, even if you're supposed to have originally planned to, plant them in front and not go down, you could just, fall to your ass while just adjusting your grip, and you'll have a nice, safe landing for them.
Yeah.
But obviously, because that was the buckle bomb, that was their...
that was the spot they were going for.
Yeah, do you know what, though? I wouldn't have blamed him if they'd have just called it on the fly. I mean, maybe he didn't feel comfortable doing it because, Cody wasn't prepared for a sit-out. But the same spot would have, that he could have just done it and then got into that pile driver spot rather than...
But, Dan, I feel like we're seeing QT Marshall wrestle a lot more than we have seen him in the past. I mean, obviously a talent who can teach other people as well with his own training school, and we're seeing that tonight working with Cody. Like it's nice. Big moment for QT there, getting the shoulder up from the crossroads. Yeah. Everyone kicks out the crossroads, Dan. It's not that big a moment anymore.
Everyone kicks out. But even so, for QT, that is a big moment. And I've got several of my friends are down there at the Nightmare Factory and training under QT. Big shout out obviously to Anthony Gogo and to Darian Bankston as well. You need to remember the name Darian Bankston because that boy is going to be a star. Is he really? Oh yeah. I mean, I think the whole feud's great. Oh, what? No. Why is Cody bleeding? Is he bleeding from the eye? Yeah. Why is he bleeding? Oh, that's hard way. Is it? Oh, wow. I mean, a visual. Yeah, because look where it is. Yeah. That's if it's not. One way. That's hard. That looks like it's coming from the eyelid or just next to it on the eyebrow. I can't quite see. Yeah, I mean, it might. Like I say, it might be, but at the same time, like, I wonder if they've done it intentionally or not. There's Anthony. I mean, they must have done it intentionally, right? No, not necessarily. No. You just don't want any blood, do you, tonight because of blood and guts. So that's the other thing. It's like Cody wouldn't have done it intentionally. I know loads of people are like, and I'm sure loads of people will be like, oh, he can't help Kenny. He can't help bloody, that's the problem. Guy. But it's not. Say, yeah. But that won't be that. He wouldn't have done that. Buried under a Union Jack from Anthony Ogogo. I don't like that. Don't you? Why? Because I just don't like the foreign heel character. Okay. And I just think it's a bit like... I don't think also it's a good idea when, they're going to be over here soon. Yeah. And I don't know if everyone that you're watching... I know it always depends on who your audience is. And I know that the majority of their audience are, the smug 18 plus. But, over here, they're on, a normal TV station. Over here, they get more viewers than WWE. You can put the viewers of Raw and SmackDown together in the UK and they still don't equal what AEW get. No. And if they want to get some of that TNA impact, like TNA, we were the TNA's biggest market. The UK was. Oh, yeah. And and a lot of that market as well was kids. So if they want to get on top of that, then maybe those kids won't all be for, supporting the villain who's wearing it. Like the adults will support the villain. Exactly. Who's British over here, but maybe some of the youngsters would. And I just don't know if I would make villains of the country before you've had your first tour. I see what you're saying because, I'd assume at some point this year they're going to try and get over here. Oh, they'll be over here.
Yeah. Oh no, I just think it might be this year, even with COVID. I think
it depends until the like. I mean, obviously this is something that I have to keep on top of. But there's supposedly the last I saw in the news a couple of days ago was there's going to be less than 10 countries on the allowed list for flying into the UK from.
Really?
Now, two of them are going to be Australia and New Zealand.
Right,
what are the other 8 going to be? And I don't believe America will be one. And also, like the venues that they had planned on, like I think I'm all right to say this because Tony had told me his plan was to run last summer.
Well, there was it come out that there was going to do Fight Fest, wasn't it?
I didn't know that it was like Fight Fest. He just told me what his plan was when to run.
Right.
And he was going to be doing a tour over here.
Nice little sharp coffin drop there from Derby. Oh, beautiful visual of Scorpio Sky running with that trash can.
Yeah, some good stuff. Now the thing is, I'm assuming they have done this live because it's dark outside.
Yeah. True. Spike Louis Vuittons.
We haven't been given a Oh, you.
He's not. He is. You idiot.
Wow.
I mean, Jesus Christ, what a bump.
Such a risk. He takes,
yeah.
He takes big bumps and you just at some point wonder, like at some point it's going to catch up with him.
Yeah, of course it is, yeah. Yeah. Well, is that the worst bump we've seen Derby Tech?
I don't know.
I mean, it's risky as hell.
I can't imagine what some of the other, because he takes some really unique, bizarre bumps, and other stunts that I can't even, place how he's doing some of them.
I'll get to some of your comments. Joey said, told him a year later it was him that clogged it. Dan, I'm sorry, the ant is a certain can of tartan paint. Thank you. Dan, no chill read. No, that was Dan telling me off, that's all. Someone else should check Twitch, so thanks, Joey. Yeah, if someone else could check Twitch, that would help me out, my dude. Hope you're on the road to awesome, but even asleep, Dan, you're much improved over Ant. Don't give him the thumbs. Don't encourage him, It may be a problem on my end. That's all good, man. Luckily, I've lived with multiple bathrooms at the time. Nice. Is everyone vomiting tomorrow? Why would you be vomiting, my dude? My biggest criticism of AEW is that even if it makes no sense, they can't resist a send-up of WWE. Why? What did they do with the send-up of WWE?
I'm assuming he means the blood and guts.
Yeah, but I mean, you could argue that WWE only did that like in recent years because it was a WCW thing, Dan. And
no. The phrase "blood and guts."
Oh, right, okay.
Because that was
Vince, wasn't it? Yeah. Jamel's joined us. Hello, Jamel. Hola, my amigos. Welcome. Good stream. Hola. Peter Sanford, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a great day, my dude.
Su casa, mi casa.
We'd got I'd rather be bowling. So would I. Twitch seems good now. New follower here. Joey sent me. Thank you so much. I reckon that's Joey actually on Twitch. Thank you so much for joining us. That's the first Twitch comment we've ever had done.
Well, there we go.
There we go. Moment.
We look back on this and remember the name. We'll forever remember the name, not of Goldust, but of I'd rather be bowling.
I'd rather be bowling. It says live in the top left of our TV. Oh, does it? Right. So does that mean it's actually live? It says live here in the States. Also, Twitch seems to be working now. That's great. Is there a trust? I haven't noticed it. They haven't shown a long shot of the crowd yet. Oh, they might have done it at the start of the show that I was sleeping through. Hoping Inner Circle win the match tonight.
I'm hoping Pinnacle go over.
Pinnacle, yeah, I feel like Pinnacle have to go over because it's the first match.
They need to. They need to.
But,
do you know what? I think the problem is I don't think this match should be happening. I feel that we've rushed
it.
Skipped. We're back to that thing that we was talking about earlier.
Mm.
You know, I don't know why they chose tonight. They'd have had a reason why they chose tonight, but I don't know why, because I feel that we needed more singles and tags and
we did, yeah.
Schmozzes.
Where do you go from here with these two teams?
Exactly. I mean, they must have a plan.
Mm.
Stadium Stampede, maybe? I don't know.
Maybe so. Double or Nothing. Was that Double or Nothing last year?
Maybe they've got something, some other concoction, you know, in mind. You know, maybe they've come up with their own big match.
Mm. Does Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page go to the same barber? Indeed, they've got the 80s perm going on. Britt Baker coming out now. Cody with the old 69 driver, says Jeff Adams. Hello, Jay. Massive fan of Anthony. Thanks, Jakey, baby. It's not a Union Jack. If it's not at sea, it's a Union flag. I didn't know that. Did you know that, Dan?
No.
I don't even question Jack's knowledge. I think that's, yeah. Who's she with there? Oh, it's Reba. Reba's lost weight, hasn't she? Good for her. Voting, not vomiting, you fool. Brilliant brawl between Darby and Page. Yeah, it was a great brawl, but again, man, a massive bloody risk getting thrown down the stairs.
Yeah. You know what it reminded me of? And I remember to this day, there were some things, very few things that I remember where I was when I watched it as an adult, you know, more when I was a kid. Wow, she is young.
Dynamite debut. Jack didn't say everyone. Sorry, go on.
She's got to be a member of the Hart family, I'm assuming.
Why? What makes you assume that?
Because if your name was Hart.
Oh, was she her name Hart? Sorry, I missed
Julia Hart. I'm going to search because if your name was Hart, like no one in their right mind would create a wrestler with the name Hart.
No,
you know. Doesn't say that she is. That's a big
decision to make.
Yeah. Nothing on her Twitter.
Britt Baker going.
She's only 19.
Is she? Jesus.
Yeah.
She looked a little similar to my Brookside. Is it Maya? Zaya. Thank you, Zaya. So it's not is everyone vomiting tomorrow? Is anyone voting tomorrow? There's a bit of a difference.
And straight into the finish.
Yeah, it will be. It will be. And Britt working that camera again, man. She's got that down, hasn't she?
I hope that's not the only women's segment on this show.
No, we've got a championship match, haven't we? Oh, no, it was Tay Conti and Takura 2 weeks ago, wasn't
it? Yeah, or last week, or whatever it was, yeah.
It probably will be, mate. Yeah.
That's
sad. Yeah. For real, Jack, that made me laugh. I wish my AEW stream was working. Yes, you do. That is his Twitch handle, Joey. Well, thank you for the very first message. Joey is not very smart. Pinnacle needs to win or they're squashed. It's Ant. Hello, Ivan. How are you doing, mate? Lovely to see you. Inner Circle wins. You think? Cool. Interesting. I want to hear who you all think is going to win. Inner Circle or the Pinnacle? A match bigger than War Games. I have returned from the Millennium Falcon, Jack. There we go. The Queen's here. The Queen's here. Britt Baker is one of the best women's wrestlers in the world, certainly character-wise, says Jake. Her camera work is outstanding. A lot of people should watch Britt Baker for her camera work, Dan.
I mean, yeah, she's.
Yeah, she's a very talented lady, and she's getting better and better, which is great.
I don't know who they've got teaching. They got a lot of pros that know how to work the cameras there. So
yeah,
you know, one of my favorite teams in the ring right now, Varsity Blondes, including young Flying Brian Jr.
and Griff Garrison.
And I've said for absolutely ages that I really like Brian Pillman Jr. I think, and part of it is going to be because Brian Pillman is one of my all-time favorite wrestlers. He was one of the first wrestlers I ever saw as a kid. Yeah, I got into WCW before I got into WWF.
Mm-hmm.
So, but he's always. I wish there were more people like Brian Pillman, and I don't necessarily mean people that are trying to, work the boys or whatever, some people want to say. What I mean is people that are prepared to think outside the box and get over.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean. Too many people now walk on eggshells.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And, and that's especially over here now with NXT UK. And it's a big problem. It's a huge problem.
Yeah.
But now because so many people can get signed, a lot of people are walking on eggshells and, they're scared of showing a bit of attitude and showing who they really are and taking some chances because what if WWE don't like it? It's just like, well, look at all the people they signed. They sign people that get over. They sign people that, do whatever it takes to get over and, show that attitude, that you're not going to get anywhere by walking on eggshells. You've got to be and also, like, WWE isn't the be-all and end-all.
No.
There were so many people prior to the pandemic. There were so many people, and even during the pandemic, I know they signed a lot of people because a lot of people felt like they had no choice. But there was a lot of people that were saying no to WWE because they're like, well, I'm going to be miserable there, and I'd rather make either the same money, a little bit more, a little bit less, and be happy.
It is an interesting dynamic that we've seen change in wrestling. Actually, that sort of question of am I going to be happy anymore? And and how you use it. True Jack, the Marvel hero, also Jack Sparrow. I don't think Jack was named after Jack Sparrow. He's way too old for that. Britt Baker starting to put the glove on for the lockjaw was a great touch. It was, yeah, I agree. Especially with Reba or Rebel.
Yeah.
That's him. I was named after the flag and that thing where you prop a car up with. Yes. Britt Baker stole Killer Cross gloves. Is he wearing gloves at the minute? I don't know. I mean, my voting station is my old junior school, so I might vomit if you like. You absolutely can. Think of us. You two. And Pinnacle has to win. I think they have to win, Peter. I
agree too. We're back in 2 ticks.
All right, mate. Yeah, no worries. Oh, wow. You've turned yourself off. Oh, my word. You are so talented. I didn't press anything. And he just went. He's amazing. I quite like this StreamYard thing. Plus, one of the people running isn't Liam Fox. I don't blame anyone for vomiting after hearing that steaming pile of awful. Jack Luke Skywalker is actually the chosen one. He probably was. Yes, I agree. Happy since Damio also, and may the 4th be with you. May the 6th be revengeful, Ivan. Me and Jack is the tag team champions of the Gimme Holy Yeah community. You absolutely can, Ivan. You can absolutely be that. Lovely. Thank you all so much for joining us. If you haven't, Dan's awesome. Oh, let me do the banner thing. Check out Eve. They're awesome. They're very cool. You can check them out there and subscribe to their channel. They probably had a really good live stream earlier that I slept through. Damn it. And if you do want to support the channel, you can go to Patreon. I've had to pay for this today. I can't afford it. Hit that subscribe button to help our little channel grow. Why not tell a friend who you're watching wrestling with? Why not, eh? Why can you say that? Owen, welcome, mate. Why can I say what? Why can I say what? What have I said? What have I done wrong? Lovely to see you, mate. How are you doing? Dan, I can imagine running shows in London is like doing a run of Quake 2 on insane mode. I think you need congratulations for that. Yeah, man. Yeah. It can't be easy. This 4-way tag match is a little bit left field. Yeah. And you have StreamYard now. I could do a prediction video with you. Yes, you could do a prediction video with us in the future, Ivan. Absolutely. It's Revenge of the 6th. Very good, Jack. Yes. No, not you. The Acclaim said the C word. They said before. Oh, really? Oh, cuckold. Thanks for letting us know, Owen. I don't know. And I'm naked. Very good, Jack. Congratulations. All right. Did they really? I missed what they said, to be honest with you. I was half reading chat. Well, I wasn't half reading chat. I was bloody reading chat. Let's be perfectly honest. So the Varsity Blonde now in with the Acclaimed. Let's watch a little bit of the action. Drop kick, sending him down. Very nice. SCU have to win this, don't they? Is this part of SCU's sort of no win, no fee? Well, they said if they lose a match, then they go in, which seems to have been sort of going on for a while, but not really highlighted very much because they've lost matches with like gauntlets and stuff. So I assume they're going to win, and it's going to build to the match between them and Young Bucks. I wonder if that's big enough for Double or Nothing. But I suppose if you get them being Young Bucks being ultimate heels, like destroying SCU and everyone feeling gutted about that, I think you could do a good build with that. The build's ready there, isn't it? And certainly got more build towards that than some of the other teams. 1, 2, and a kick out from Jungle Boy Jack Perry. Jack a day to send a picture of it to Ant. He won't send a picture because I'll share it on stream. They announced that the title match following this is next week. Oh, really? So it's not actually on Double or Nothing. It's a bit disappointing, really. I mean, they've sort of built this SCU angle up. Unless this doesn't count for him, I don't know. But they've come out and had a pose with fire, so, kick out there. So jealous of anyone with a working stream. If my disability money comes through, huge if, I might have to buy AEW on Fight. Nice, man. Nice. I hope it does come through for you, man. I hope it does come through for you. Well, at least I feel like I've had a sleep today. Back on AEW Dynamite, so that must have been an ad break. The Acclaimed are taking it to Christopher Daniels right now. A bulldog before the short drop kick to the head of Daniels. Very cool. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. We have quite a few viewers on Twitch and on YouTube. You guys rock. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Oh, so they are actually saying that this could be the end of SCU. Well, it's not going to be, is it? Because it's not. Well, I don't think so. The Acclaimed are actually good wrestlers. I just don't like the rapping gimmick. They've got the look too, which is a shame. I quite like the rapping gimmick. When I've listened to them, Owen, they're obviously not trying to do it seriously because they're just a bit bad. I subscribe to you on Twitch. Thank you so much, Ivan. Thank you, dude. Helping our little Twitch grow, our little wrestling community. You can share it out as well on Twitter and stuff like that if you fancy it, guys. If you fancy it. Facebook, if you subscribe, if you schedule a stream, you have to be live at that time on Facebook or they'll delete it. I wasn't live at the time. Damn it. Luchasaurus in the ring now. German to one of the members of Acclaimed. There we go. That is Luchasaurus with Griff Garrison and Brian Pillman absolutely destroying them with a choke slam onto each other, going around and grabbing everyone. Should get a push. Bear Country. Yeah, I mean, everything that I've seen from them looks really good. So, yeah, I'd absolutely say that would be a good idea. And a choke slam there to Frankie Kazarian, sending them onto the Varsity Blondes. The tail whip onto the Acclaimed, and then back again from Luchasaurus. Very nice. Tag to Jungle Boy. You just you're giving me the thumbs up saying add me to the stream, aren't you? You can take yourself off, but I can't add me. Everyone, this is Dan from Pro Wrestling Eve. You can check out his private chat. What are you doing? Ready to come back in? That's private. Shh. Please check out the description. Pro Wrestling Eve are outstanding. They probably did a wonderful broadcast this evening that I completely missed because I was completely asleep. But please go and support them. Dan runs a wonderful tight ship there that's not late.
And this Saturday, doing an 11-year anniversary stream as well. Special anniversary stream. Myself and numerous members of the Eve roster will be streaming live this Saturday from 9 p.m. UK, 4 p.m. Eastern USA.
Dude.
And, you can celebrate our 11-year anniversary of Eve with myself and not just members of the current Eve roster, but members of the Eve roster over the last 11 years.
Fantastic.
So there'll be some surprises and nope. So yeah, that is this Saturday. Oh, you were tagged behind me.
Yeah, but my live button's pressed in.
Interesting. I am watching it on my Fire Stick this time rather than yeah.
Oh, clothesline.
So maybe
that's exciting. That I'll be hanging out with you on Saturday. So please,
awesome.
Do try. If you haven't watched Eve before, this might be the perfect opportunity to sort of to watch it. Is it going to remain up for a day or so, Dan, or is it alive and done?
Probably alive and done.
Right. Okay. So if you can join us at that time, come and hang out, and because it'll be a very good introduction to Eve. I have no doubt. And they're going to get the win here. Cool.
Again, this is another thing where I wish AEW would have spent a little bit of time on. Like, they came out last week and said winner number one contenders, and it's just like, I don't remember the last time I saw them win a match on AEW, on Dynamite. I know they've won matches on Dark and
SCU,
Elevation,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, SCU that I'm talking about. But it's like, give us a few weeks of winning some matches on Dynamite, because if it don't happen on Dynamite, I know you want to encourage people to watch the other shows, but like, you know, you can have them win those matches and then give them just, you know, a couple of matches. Like, would it really hurt to have Bear Country lose to them?
I feel exactly the same, Dan. I feel like the story's been built for a long time, but actually they haven't really capitalized on it as well as they should.
No.
So, Dan, I'll be back in a minute. Are you all right taking over?
Of course. Right now, we've got flashbacks of Kenta losing to John Moxley, of Juice Robinson, of Lance Archer, of all of these guys doing the honors for John Moxley and his IWGP US title, because next week on Dynamite, that Forbidden Door gets opened again, and Yuji Nagata, Blue Justice himself, takes on John Moxley, and that'll be a great match. Yuji Nagata he's an older guy, but he can still go. He's one of those people that he has to pick and choose what matches he's going to go in. But when he's chosen what match he's going to do it in, he's great. Tremendous wrestler. An all-time great. Some old school WCW fans, if any of you are in the chat, if you've ever seen, if you used to watch WCW back in the mid-late 90s, you may recognize him, but he's not the same guy. He is an all-time great, and I'm sure that Yuji Nagata, and I'm assuming we're going to get a hybrid cross-variation version of John Moxley between his AEW character and the Death Rider character We'll have John Moxley that performs in New Japan next week. Yuji Nagata is a guy that New Japan probably didn't realize. If New Japan would have known they were going to have this outbreak that they had a couple of days ago, maybe they wouldn't have chosen now to send him to the States. When he goes back to Japan, he's got to quarantine for 2 weeks. So, it's a big thing for AEW to send someone to Japan, but he is the kind of guy that New Japan can do without for a couple of weeks. He's not a main eventer. He is a former main eventer. He is a former IWGP champion, if I remember correctly. But he's definitely someone that's more now there for working with the younger guys and is a trainer at their dojo. So, but he is. So even though it's a given that Moxley is retaining the title next week, the fact of the matter is it's going to be great. Like, it'll be a great match. And I know some people are, well, what about, Kenny Omega and whatnot interfering? If this would have been 10 years ago, I'd have gone, no, they won't do that. But Jedi really likes his interference nowadays, so maybe they would. But if we're just getting a presentation of professional wrestling as a way to try and show people what New Japan is about, then yeah, I'm sure we'll get a straight wrestling match between the two, and it'll be a great match. Now we got Kenny Omega coming out with another promo with Michael Nakazawa. This is really weird though, because I feel like that look at it now. I feel like the War Games thing was done earlier, because look at that. Look at this segment doesn't feel like it followed the segment that we saw earlier either, involving Kenny Omega and Michael Nakazawa. And correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like there's more people there. Maybe I don't know. But the fact that we've now got the War Games cage up, I kind of feel like there's definitely a delay between the matches that we've seen so far and the matches that we're seeing now. And yep, Blood and Guts is obviously coming up next, hence the cage being there. And that is the old school cage as well. You notice there is a roof on that cage. That is the old school War Games cage. It's, when you think about what WWE did with Hell in a Cell, all they did was take what WCW and NWA did, and they just put it on one ring, and had it so that it was more outside, and that was it. That was Hell in a Cell. The most innovative match that WWE have actually come up with in recent years is probably that Elimination Chamber match.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Smooth, man. StreamYards is fun.
It is. I've told you about it for fucking how long?
Too long.
Yeah. Good to see you here. This segment, now that the cage is there and everything, it feels very it feels like we're live now, but we weren't live before.
I feel that, but I don't know about daylight saving times before, even if it was just a little bit behind or what have you. I don't know.
Wow. Well, that'll be packed then. So Pac and Orange Cassidy next week in the number one contenders match.
Hey, he's not the number one ranked. I checked last week, Dan.
Who is?
Have a guess.
Moxley?
Page.
Oh, well, but did they not change that with the Brian Cage loss?
Maybe that's what it is. You see, that's why they had to have him lose last week, because of that.
It's just that I know they've given Orange Cassidy some big wins and everything, but it still feels a bit like, is anyone really going to buy into Orange Cassidy? And, like the match we've been setting up is Pac v Kenny Omega for a while. And just Pac v Orange Cassidy just doesn't feel like the match.
No.
If it was Pac v Orange Cassidy v, two other guys in like a 4-way, then I'd feel more like Orange Cassidy has a chance, but like in this straight match with Pac, I just don't see it. Yeah, the crowd seems more live crowd-like now because it feels like
Well, it's very quick to set that War Games up. That doesn't look like it's been flown in. That looks like it's been set up from the floor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's something there. Owen Price says, I wanted to get Tessa Blanchard. So
I freshly squeezed. Say again, sorry.
Just seeing some of the comments. Owen Price says, I want them to get Tessa Blanchard or one of the 3 released WWE women. And the thing is, I know there's been a lot of rumors about Tessa Blanchard talking to AEW. I can tell you they're not true. There's been they haven't been talking to them. They're not pursuing that right now.
There we go. A bit of insight there from Dan.
Hey, Janelle Jackson.
Yo, Janelle, how are you doing, man? Lovely to see you. I hope it's Pac. They had some amazing matches. Yeah, but they're actually building up Kenny and Orange right now, which is...
Thing is, that'll be a great match.
Kenny and Orange. Oh, God.
Yeah. I don't know if it sells tickets. Swerve.
I don't know if it'll sell tickets or not.
No. None of us, I don't think any of us, do any of us actually buy into, the thing is, they would have a great match. They're both very, like, their mentalities all. But I just feel that Pac and Kenny will be more of the match. Like, at the end of the day, we know Kenny ain't losing. So what you're really selling is a great match. And don't get me wrong, Orange Cassidy and Kenny will have a great match, but I feel they need to do that match on TV first to convince people, whereas they do not need to do Pac and Kenny on TV. In fact, they've had a match before. Was it on one of the early AEW pay-per-views and Pac won? Just
prior to lockdown, I think they had a couple of matches, but one of the best matches of last year was Pac versus Kenny.
Yeah, and so that's
last year.
Yeah, so that's the thing. You're not selling a who will win. You're selling a match.
Pac's got to beat Cassidy, says Jake. Yeah. I mean, I think we all sort of feel that, but the build here is about Kenny and...
Yeah, interesting.
Nakazawa's got the belt. But we do know AEW do put the trend occasionally and...
You don't know, Jack says Elimination Chamber was originally born from Triple H backstage wanting to do War Games, at least according to Jericho's second book.
Right.
That makes sense. I have read Jericho's second book, but I do not remember him saying that, but I've read a lot of books. You're not going to remember every detail.
No. Dan, you've put on a War Games match.
Yes.
Should we talk? We'll talk a little bit about that, but I'm half trying to listen to this promo as well because I'm really intrigued. But we should talk about the logistics about putting it on and stuff like that.
Bear with me 2 ticks, and yeah, we can do.
Wonderful.
Well, they're just going to break.
Wow. Interesting, man. Interesting. Because ultimately they've just spent a lot of time there on a big show that people are watching just prior to the main event sort of happening, and putting over Pac and Omega and Cassidy. Interesting. Pac's got to beat Cassidy. I would have thought so, Jay, but who knows, man? Who knows? My disability money tribunal is on May the 19th, the anniversary of the Phantom Menace, See No Evil, and me getting my job. As it draws nearer and nearer, I am legitimately sleeping less nights. I'm sorry to hear that, Jack, man. I'm really sorry to hear that, mate. I hope everything goes well for you, and you'll obviously have to let us know how it goes. Are you ready, Dan? Sorry, I can't hear you. All right, yeah. Cool. So yeah, interesting. I didn't see Pac and Cassidy coming at all, but hey ho. I think Dan's got some really valid and interesting points. So, like, I think Cassidy versus Omega could be great. It could be very, very interesting and exciting. That's for sure. That is for sure. So we'll have to see what happens there. Blood and Guts match is coming up next, everyone. And we are also, of course, joined by Dan, who has put on a War Games match at Wrestle Queendom, the very first one. And one of the things that he did at that event was put it on first, which I believe was due to the amount of time it takes to get the actual stuff ready for a War Games match. So, yeah, let's... see how this goes. Interesting. I'm excited. I am excited. I feel like the card's been good tonight. I don't know if it's just because of my sort of rushing getting into it, but I was struggling to get into it immediately. But it has been a decent show, that's for sure. That is for sure. Well, Jericho has 4 books, 5 this year, and his second was published a decade ago. I doubt many will have read it as much as I have. No, probably not, Jackie boy. What do you think of the new setup with the comments and stuff like that? I think it's a really nice way to sort of stay in contact with you guys. And it's wonderful to have not just a few people on YouTube, but also watching live on Twitch right now. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Hit that subscribe button or follow us on Twitch. And yeah, there's other things we can do on StreamYards as well, which... I'm having thoughts about, and we'll see where that goes in the future. Like, it'd be quite nice to get some of your live questions and stuff like that, which is potentially possible with StreamYard, so we can have like a viewer call-up segment towards the end of the show where people can sort of discuss their opinions, and we can discuss them with you. So I think there's potential for the future of the channel. So please do subscribe, and we'll see where it goes from the future. I think it was my first ever Kindle purchase. Wow. Used to have a Kindle. Cool. So, the most dangerous man in AEW, Miro. So, we're not even getting the Blood and Guts match yet. We're having another interview with Tony Schiavone. Joey Bell Buttons. I mean, that's got to be one that gets displayed. A big fan of the displayed comments. So, you know, in the future... Oh wow! They've even changed the look of the lighting guy's done a wonderful job here, by the way, of the actual ring. It looks great. Miro announcing that he's probably going after Darby Allin. It's a contract. Next week. And he's getting a cheer from the crowd as well. He's going for Darby Allin. Read the contract, says Rusev, Miro. He doesn't need a forfeit. What's the link to Twitch? I don't know. Let me I'll probably just type into Twitch. Give me a whole yeah. There we go. So Miro going after the 22 viewers on Twitch. Lovely. If he can't compete, he's going to forfeit the title. So obviously he's going to compete, but is that going to be the loss that he's going to get? Here is the link to the Twitch, Jeremy. Hope that helps. You already tried that. Of course you tried it, Jeremy. Of course you tried it. Still, what's the newer e-reader? I suppose there's not. I really recommend Kindles to my fellow dyslexics. We shall unite. Yes, man. I mean, I'm dyslexic. I struggle reading in general. It comes up with a fat kid playing 2K20. That's me. Absolutely. Oh, I hope I've got enough power to get through the night. I need to get electric. Miro winning that belt. I thought it was going to be at Double or Nothing. Maybe they'll just extend it. Maybe they'll do something to extend it. So, Blood and Guts, one member from each team, 5-minute period, and then we're getting 2-minute breaks between it. It's not until all 10 men have entered the cage that it officially begins. The only way to win is to make your opponent submit or surrender. Referees will be stationed around the cage. Miro winning that belt, it's hard to say. I mean, I'd assume so. There will be blood and guts, says the crowd. Here come the Pinnacle with his diamond ring. Dax Howard is starting this match for the Pinnacle. Tully Blanchard was in the very first War Games, of course, as well. Another break. So they're obviously trying to get as much of the advertising breaks in as they can before they go straight into the match. Sean Spears there. He's got some great looks, Sean Spears. He again knows how to work the camera. Did you manage to get the video up, Jeremy? It's awesome of you. Thank you so much for at least trying our Twitch. I do appreciate it, man. We have 2 people watching Twitch at the minute, so that's awesome. Thank you so much. So it's following on Twitch, I guess, that you do. So thank you so much. Yeah, interesting. We'll have to see how it goes. Hopefully it'll go well. I think you can give people things on Twitch. I don't even know. Notifications. You have no new friend request. Hey. Interesting. New Prime loot. Yeah, I think you can support channels by subscribing with your Prime account as well. So I don't really know how that works. Need to research that in the future, and hopefully we'll be doing these on Facebook as well in the future as well when I don't sleep in. Basically, yeah. So no, at work tomorrow. Not quite as early, but I was. Like I say, it was I was away all weekend, so I had to set up the StreamYards when I got in from work today, which then meant I was a little bit late coming back. But hey ho. For the Twitch, Dom should be a prize. He should be. He should be a prize. Today I went back and watched the first War Games match with Dusty Rhodes and 3 other people versus 4 Horsemen. It was great. Oh, glad you had a good time with that, Jake. It's always good to go back and watch matches like that. Oh. It is nearly time, guys. It is nearly blood and guts. Considering there's a lot of talk of is it going to be a 2-hour event, it's looking more like it's going to be a 40 minutes just by the time left. Yeah, man, there's some good War Games matches, some not as good War Game matches as well. I think the WWE ones have been very good recently, and Dan is back with us. Hello, Dan.
Hello.
Everything good?
My boy is maybe asthmatic. So he started, if he's like me, he'll be mainly allergy induced. So like the hay fever season started now. That's when my asthma starts playing up. So he was having a bit of wheezing. So just and he's never taken an inhaler before. So so it's just having to go through that with him. But
bless him.
Oh, look at that! They're all coming out wearing their little prison jumpsuits. They're kind of dressed like they're the guys that are going over. I sure hope not. Submit or surrender. This is how I did it. Old school NWA, WCW, War Games. Like not the WWE version, which they're very good matches, but I don't like them. They're the modern day take on War Games. Now this is really the first time that we're live because it's the first time that they're showing us the audience, and the first time they're showing us that there's that many people there.
There's a lot of people though, isn't there?
No, I know they were planning on, if possible, they'd set a capacity of 2,500. That was the maximum amount of tickets they were prepared to sell. Now, I don't know if they sold those tickets. I don't know if they managed to, to do that, but that was the number of tickets they were prepared to sell up to.
They're looking jammed in there, Dan. And not a lot of mask wearing and stuff like that.
At least it's outdoors,
Well, yeah, I mean that's the thing in the UK. Like we have that rule, but it's something that in America they generally have. You wear a mask.
Florida, man. Hey, look, just up the road a couple of weeks ago, UFC packed 15,000 people indoors, and you did not see many people wearing masks. There was no mask mandate. In fact, you barely saw anybody wearing masks. Like it pretty much. And it kind of came across. Emily and I were saying when we were watching it, you wonder how much peer pressure there was. Like, you wonder how many people went there with masks and were wearing masks, and they saw so many people not wearing those masks.
So it took them off.
Took them off because, and you wonder how many people said something on the sly and whatnot,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So here we go. We got Dax.
And Sammy Guevara.
This is going to be good. This match is going to be good. This is old school War Games. This is my kind of match right here. As I've said before, if you have the WWE Network and you have not watched the Sting Squadron versus Dangerous Alliance War Games match in '92, you are missing one of the greatest matches of all time.
Oh wow! Look at the pace these guys are going straight away.
Yeah,
absolutely. That people are watching this, Dan.
I really hope they do. Now, last week they went up against a presidential address, and
it did,
and they did their 800 and something thousand. Loads of people were like, they can't keep their million, whatnot. You go up against the presidential address, you're dropping. Like every freaking show above AEW was the news. Presidential. There's the Anderson Spinebuster. Nice.
There's the Anderson Spinebuster. I'm a tiny second behind you, but yeah, wow. I mean, what a segment between these two. Brilliant.
Do you know what? Do you know what I said? So tonight on the Eve stream, we played the Eve War Games match.
All right. Okay,
and I spoke about the fact that Blue Nikita does the exact same spot that Dax just did, which is going for the pin and then being annoyed that there's no referee counting. And I said I didn't like it on the night. And, I said that I feel that it's an old school mentality, which is, to teach the audience that, the pins don't count. So you do something and then you get annoyed about it, And I said I just don't feel that it is an old school mentality, but I just feel that it isn't required. Because they know now it's not a new match, so they know what the rules are now. Oh, you'll see it in a second.
Oh, into the camera.
There
Lovely.
It is.
Lovely.
I mean, and I just don't feel it's needed, and I feel it kind of makes them look a bit stupid, and
right.
But and I love the fact that this is the old school War Game, so you've got the cage over it as well. So I think you got the cage over it. Is there a ceiling on that? Or is that all trussing?
I think it's open. I think it's just trussing. It's just supporting trussing.
Okay, so they are going to be, someone is going to do a dive then.
I think so.
There's
Pushing him in. Nice. I mean, these two, great workers, man. Great workers.
Oh, fantastic.
Face paint is dope. Oh, the face paint is dope looking. It did look great on Santana Ortiz. Absolutely. Worst War Games is WCW Russo's Revenge.
Worst, most things involves Russo.
Hager was so pumped he bladed early. I saw a lot of toxic masculinity in UFC 265.
Do you mean 261?
It might be.
265 hasn't happened yet.
There we go. Maybe Jack's seen into the future.
Maybe.
So, Dan, putting on a War Games match, like a difficult thing, an expensive thing to put on, I'd assume. Like,
yeah,
where
absolutely.
the hell do you get a sort of?
Yeah, I mean, it's not just that. It's it's not just the fact that you've got. They've given him a little bit of space on the outside here as well. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So, you got your cage, which isn't cheap, to do. But it's not just that. There's the logistics of getting it up and getting it down. And, especially as part of a live show, it's very, very difficult, to get it in time because, it takes time to get these things up.
That's not blurred out, Dan. Sorry.
No, that was not, but we didn't really see it,
No, but it's the same. It was the same spot as earlier.
Yeah,
so,
in essence.
Sorry, go on.
Are we going to get a double springboard? Yep. Sorry, I'm ahead of you.
Nice. Yeah, that's so cool, though, man. Into the cut. I loved it.
That is the
finish.
That is the finish of the Rey Mysterio Cyclope match that took place at a Fall Brawl show where Rey Mysterio did the double springboard into the Hurricane Rana.
Nice.
And,
massive!
But yeah, you're talking the fact that it is, you need to have a crew and you need to do repeated, learn and get it up, get it down, and trying to get it as fast as possible. And then there's stuff that like what happened with us, which is we did a run through prior to the show. We've already got blood.
There's lots of blood, yeah.
Where
on Sammy's arm as well.
Is that actually from Sammy, or is that?
Yeah, it was prior to the blade from Dax. Yeah,
right. Okay.
I love the fact Sean Spears with a chair. He's
the chairman.
Continuing that gimmick. Exactly. Yeah, continuing it though. Was
that a chair shot to the head?
I think it was. Yeah. XWWX Bunny Killer has joined us on Twitch. Hello, my dude. Hope you're having a great day. Thank you so much for joining us. He asked some question marks. What question would you like answering, my dude? This is Dan from Pro Wrestling Eve. Obviously, we're talking a little bit about Wrestle Queendom, which was one of the first really, really big pay-per-views that Dan did for Eve, Pro Wrestling Eve. And they had a War Games match on first. So just getting some interesting insight into that from my dude, Dan. In terms of the ring, the War Games match, did you have to make the cage yourself then?
No.
Really?
No. There was already a cage available over here, but you're paying higher fees on that because, of course, the size of it, transportation, the fact that it's also a crew, it's not something that you can do yourself. So it's very expensive, thing to do. And then you've got to get the right people. So like in my case, it's like it was a 4-on-4 War Games match.
Oh.
So, hello, Jenna. It is.
Hello, Jenna.
It's you got to get the right 8 people. And you think about the 8 people that I chose. You think one of them was Emi Sakura, who, of course, is a member of the AEW roster now. I flew her in from Japan. That's a very expensive thing. Oh, nice. Double springboard meets with the springboard collar and elbow
as well, man. Careful, lads.
Oh, this match is.
Oh, beautiful.
So we saw a springboard kind of Spanish fly.
I've never seen a Spanish fly from the top rope before.
That's how most Spanish flies are. Oh no!
Oh. He fell over.
Don't get out your head, Sammy. Get out your head. But well done to
He's bladed
Dax,
as well, hasn't he? Yes, he has. Well, at least it works from that point of view.
well, you could say that it was from the landing if you want. You could say it was from something
Exactly.
earlier.
Exactly.
But the bless Dax for selling the knee because that's what he went into.
Right. Nice.
You know, so it is what it is. Oh, Cash. So we got Dax and Cash or Axe and Smash or Tully and Arn.
I mean, you've got
one
the
of the
right
things that a lot of people don't know is Cash actually learned a lot of his craft over here in the UK. Toured with the All-Star Wrestling promotion, so was working regularly with guys like Robbie Brookside and Dean Allmark and people that. Yeah, spent a lot of time over here in the UK.
I know that he's good friends with Nathan Cruz, actually, who's in Hull quite a lot with.
Nathan Cruz was on those All-Star tours as well.
Exactly, yeah.
So that is so. Again, as a lot of people don't realize the influence that the UK has on the worldwide wrestling scene.
And especially
hello, Millie.
Oh, it's Millie. Hello. Haha, Jen is laughing at Sammy and Millie. Hi, Dan and Ann. I thought I'd join you for War Games fun. Thank you so much, Millie. Yeah. That's definitely going to be on Botchamania. Ouch. Yeah, indeed it is. Yeah, indeed it is. But as long as you don't let it get into his head, that's the thing, isn't it, Dan?
Just to be clear, like I'm not a nationalist. I'm not going on about like saying like, oh, people don't realize the UK's influence because I'm like, proud nationalist. I'm anti-nationalism personally. It's just more knowing where certain influences in wrestling comes from. I'm always
on
big.
The side, Dan.
Yeah. Nice.
Didn't expect that.
Like I say, I'm just big on things like that. And now who we got
it's
going
history,
in?
Dan, and I think that wrestling's been taken over by American sort of influence for many years, and actually people are starting to realize the influence that British wrestling not only had in sort of the 70s, but also has on modern day wrestlers and stuff like that.
Well, the funny thing is like from a pacing standpoint, like most American wrestling that we see nowadays is all influenced from one particular feud because it changed everything. And that is Dynamite Kid versus Tiger Mask, the very first Tiger Mask, Satoru Sayama. Satoru Sayama was also trained here in the UK. He trained over in Japan, and then they wanted him to go over and learn more styles. And so he went to Mexico, and then he came over to here to the UK as Sammy Lee. And that was the first time that him and Dynamite Kid worked, and the matches were incredible. And then when Satoru Sayama went back to Japan, and they were putting the mask on him, and they were like, "Who do we put you with?" He said Dynamite Kid. So then New Japan flew Dynamite Kid over, and they had the matches there because he knew that these were the matches that were going to, when they were still on that scale, this was going to be the best matches for them, and they were. And their matches still to this day that stand up. And you watch wrestling prior to the Tiger. Oh, there's where's
he got barbed wire from?
He came in the ring with it, I'm assuming.
Wow.
But yeah, you go back and you watch, especially American wrestling prior, and then you see
afterwards, and you see the change.
After the Satoru Sayama Tiger Mask Dynamite Kid, and it's the most influential professional wrestling match and feud of all time.
Right.
And then since then, everyone was then just trying to be like them, trying to copy them. And no one can blame them because those matches were so incredible. But that includes people in Japan as well. So people in Japan were then, changing a lot of their style, their pacing and structure of matches.
Mm-hmm. Wardlow coming in dominant. No, that's really interesting, Dan. Dynamite Kid certainly an underrated wrestler for
the thing is, anyone that knows him knows that he's not underrated. The problem is he's underexposed. However, there is a dark side of the ring of Dynamite Kid that's going to be coming up soon. And anyone that knows the real story surrounding Dynamite Kid knows that is going to be a very
interesting one.
It's going to be a difficult one for a lot of people because he was not a nice guy. There was a lot of things that people are going to be facing there, and that includes a lot of things to do with his family. That his family still to this day are trying to kind of come to terms with, and really understand. He does have relatives, other Billingtons, Dynamite Kid, real name Tommy Billington, in the UK who have been training with Marty Jones, and were very young into their career and learning as a tag team.
And are they still getting heat from all that as well?
No. If anything, I feel kind of bad because there's a shit ton of expectations on them because of being because of being Dynamite kids. Yeah, I don't know if they're great nephews or whatever it is, but.
Dan, I don't think I'd thought enough about this match, but you've got a wonderful mix of sort of old school wrestling as well as sort of not necessarily high flying, but that fast sort of modern style. It's just a really nicely balanced match that I don't know that we would have got if it was the Elite versus the Inner Circle, which it was originally supposed to be.
Yeah, we would have. It had just been in a different way.
Yeah, maybe
it'd have just been a different. It'd have just been different. There's no tapping until all wrestlers are in.
There we go. Establishing that rule.
Yeah.
I want to open a David Bowie themed carpentry shop. I'd call it Ziggy Sawdust. Indeed, you would. I'm scared. I didn't know what to do on Twitch. I'm sure it's a friendly place.
The other thing that we've got is these are two. The layouts of the two factions again are also very old school. Like in many ways, we kind of have like the Four Horsemen versus Camp Cornette. Cornette, like including like the Midnight Express, Big Bubba Rogers. The whole thing about a good faction is you've got your top guy, you got your top team, and you got your big guy, or who's possibly the future, or you've got your big guy, you got your top guy, you've got like your I don't know, number two guy who's got the veteran status, and then you've got your big guy. Sorry, your future star, which is what Evolution was, of course, based on. You had the big guy, Batista, who was underexposed at that time. You had the current champ, Triple H, the legend, Ric Flair, playing his role, and the future guy was Randy Orton. And that all follows the same ingredients of the Four Horsemen. Whether it be the big guy was Barry Windham or Sid, like it was, you had the same thing.
The asshole chance for MJF, very good. Oh, Wardlow taking out Hager as MJF comes and picks at the pieces.
Is that all five?
That is all five of the Pinnacle in, I believe. Yep, both the tag teams, Wardlow, Sean Spears and MJF, and obviously Jericho is the last one to enter. I quite like the fact that they've not bothered with like pods and all that sort of stuff. They've just had them round the side of the ring.
That modern war, you don't need it, and that modern day war, it's all that's seasoning on already a 5-star dish. And all you run the risk of, if you've already got a 5-star dish, then all you're going to potentially do by adding some toppings to it is potentially ruin it. And so that's the thing. That's I said about the war games that I did. I told Lauren, who was reffing it, I was like, go watch some war games matches, so the rules, because there's the coin toss spot, which they didn't do this week.
They did it last week, though, didn't they?
They did the gimmick last week.
Yeah.
But normally it's a shame they haven't got a countdown clock on a video or something to get the big 10, 9, 8, 7.
The crowd were counting though, so they must have it somewhere.
I didn't hear
the crowd were counting. Yeah.
Okay. There wasn't a real pop for Jericho going in, quite like I was expecting.
No.
But the But Lauren watched the
WWE
WWE War Games matches.
Right.
Instead of watching the old War Games matches, and I didn't realize that they were even doing War Games matches differently. Why ruin what's not broken?
Yeah.
But they got those pods things, and so she didn't understand the whole coin toss thing and just what it was.
I only really know Dynamite via reputation, how he reminds me of my biological dad. Ironically, my stepdad's surname is also Killington, also Brett's book and some stuff with Chris Benoit.
Dynamite's surname was Billington, but very, very, very close. I think, and if you know Dynamite, Killington might actually be a bit more apt rather. Obviously being in the UK, I know more about, because Dynamite was over here. So, and he moved back over here in later life. And it's crazy to feel, especially to know how he spent his last few years. We did, as part of FWA, have him as part of a show in 2002, Crystal Palace. Did a thing called the King of England with Jodie Fleisch and Johnny Storm and Doug Williams and Brian Christopher and Eddie Guerrero were all a part of it. And Dynamite gave the winner of the tournament the King of England medal, I think is what it was. And that was the only wrestling appearance he ever made over here after he stopped wrestling. That was the only one.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in a wheelchair. He didn't like being seen in that way. But again, I think when people watch that Dark Side of the Ring now,
I'm looking forward to the new season of Dark Side of the Ring.
Same. I mean, the first episode, I know they've released the first hour of Brian Pillman. I haven't watched it because I want to watch the whole thing in full. As I mentioned earlier, Brian Pillman is one of my all-time favorite wrestlers. Mm-hmm. And I rarely do favorites, but Brian Pillman is one of my favorites. So,
the shark cages in NXT War Games are okay and don't particularly take out away from the match, but a sort of hat on hat. Absolutely, Jack, and that sort of thing.
They're not needed. The other thing is they send them all in at once, don't they? Like, don't need to send this in. Yeah, that's why. That's like you know what that is? That's like AEW do their Battle Royal where they send a load of people out together, and it's daft. It's your own thing. I get it, but like you're kind of ruining a load of people's own pops and shines. You know?
Are. Yeah. And they're ripping up the mat now.
Interesting. They've gimmicked it so that the first thing you see is board.
They have, haven't they?
Whereas, you've seen a ring put together. Obviously, I know that the first thing that's under the canvas is actually
the foam.
Or is it going to be board colored? Yeah, is it board colored foam? Yeah, that's very clever.
Well, but they've already established this. They had the One Wing Danger with John Moxley at one of the pay-per-views where they took
Let's
away.
Have a look at that foam. I've got to know what kind of. That's that high density foam padding that they're using by the looks of it. That's good stuff.
Well, I bet. Yeah, they can afford all the performers. They can afford all the rings as well to look after the performers.
That's good. That's good stuff.
I mean, it's chaos, isn't it, in the minute?
Yeah, this is good. I'm enjoying this. Nice chaos is what you want from this. This is
from a War Games, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Let the War Games begin, says Millie. First one's up. My God, it's excellent. I'd rather be bowling, says it's not even picture-in-picture right now. I'm pissed. Sorry to hear
is
that,
their
Joey.
advert? Have they gone to commercial?
They've gone to commercial, yeah.
And not doing picture-in-picture?
They're not doing picture-in-picture at the moment where they're ripping up all the rings. So we'll tell you what's happening.
That's so... Why?
I don't know. Foam ratings, you won't get that anywhere else.
And by the way, if you haven't already done so, make sure you hit that like.
It does help us out, guys. Thank you. And no, they're not going to do this spotting commercial. They're going for a pile driver on the exposed board on Santana and Ortiz. And no, they're getting FTR up now. Sammy Guevara going to the top. What are they doing?
Nice.
Spike pile drivers onto FTR on the exposed boards. No way.
Oh god, this is they were going to do the finish of the War Games 92 right there with Eaton and Zabisco.
Really?
Yeah, that's what they were signaling there.
The turnbuckle is off. Dudes, this is it's back on now. I'm guessing you come back onto a pile driver onto the exposed board. But is that a way to come back on after an advert, Dan? I mean, yeah, sure, it's great. But I mean, the build up to that was excellent as well.
Yeah. Really, really was.
Sammy Guevara going to the top now. I mean, dude, this is special.
Oh.
Coast to coast. With the chair, putting the chairman to sleep. Nice. Sammy's been bleeding that long. He is absolutely stops bleeding. Dan knows his stuff. Absolutely, he does, Dale. Absolutely. His wrestling history is way more expansive than mine and a lot of people's, and that's why I love having him on the channel to show us that insight. A little bit of insight from me. The turnbuckle that Jericho just hit. The turnbuckle is actually the metal part that you see, and is actually a rigging term, not just a wrestling term.
That's right.
There you go. Millie Carden says this is insane, and I love it. I mean, this has been special, Dan. I'm on the edge of my seat.
This is a proper main event War Games match as well, modern day.
And MJF bleeding now as Santana hits him with fork. Oh, it's a fork, Abdullah. Lovely. And MJF doing a great job of spreading that blood, so it looks like the fork really has made an impact. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. One more time, the crowd are chanting, "Welcome back to live crowds." Is he going at him with the fork there? Yeah, he's loving it. He's going at him with the fork. The crowd are loving it. They're playing to the crowd again. This feels like a welcome back to wrestling in many respects, Stan.
Yeah.
They've got jail outfit. Santana bringing that shank to the yard. Absolutely, Joey. Absolutely, my dude. We use turnbuckles to line queues at work. I had to explain what a turnbuckle is to people 9 years older than me. Yeah, man. It's not a term that... I think people think the turnbuckle is a wrestling thing, and it's like the pad, and it's like all that sort of stuff. That's how I always saw it until I learned rigging, you know. Actually, the usefulness of turnbuckles. I mean, certainly blood and guts, Stan.
Yeah, no, they're delivering it. They're delivering it. Great match. It's just chaos. Like, that's a great thing, because that's what you want. You want organized chaos. You want it to feel like a war.
Yeah, it does.
You know, but we know we're in the finishing stretch because of the time.
It feels like... Onto the turnbuckle as well.
Like, crazy.
Beautiful stuff, man.
There's the Eaton. Oh, well, not yet.
What's he using? A truncheon? Oh, another botch. The air he got on that was insane. It absolutely was, Millie. That was Sammy Guevara flying through the air. And another headshot to Wardlow. This is wiping out the big guy.
Final, I'm going to another ad break.
Wow. For those of you that are watching this in picture-in-picture, gutted.
Have they got, like, guys, have you got a picture-in-picture this time or not?
I think they just said picture-in-picture on commentary, so I'd assume so.
I heard them say that this will be the last commercial break. Sorry, yeah. I just said to Emmy when we come back, do you want to do another War Games? So I said, but like I said last time, War Games was the opener, so we couldn't do, weapons and everything like that because you tell a different match, tell a different story from the opener. Like if this was the opener, how the fuck do you follow it?
No.
Like we couldn't have opened with Sammy and Charlie Morgan at Queendom,
No.
So I just said to Emmy, I said, when you come back, do you want to do a War Games, but as a main event style? And she was just immediately like, no.
I learned it as an 11-year-old nerd who was still is socially awkward, so was just a sponge for knowledge, says Jack. Well, you're our 11-year-old nerd, Jackie boy. Picture in picture is happening, confirms Millie. Thank you, Millie. MJF looks a mess.
We got Tully, a ref bump in picture.
Tully is taking out the referees. He's got the key from Greg and he's going in now.
Oh, he's going to climb. He's going to do. Is MJF going to be? Are they going to come off the top onto a pile?
MJF going up. Jericho going to follow. A nice Tully Blanchard pushing the gate back on him. Yeah. I only got into a wrestling starting. Right. Sorry, go on.
This isn't like the old school War Games because obviously this wasn't a possibility. So this is their own little tweak.
And it is a
it is a cage. It is a ceiling cage.
Yeah.
So that no one's going through.
Oh, I don't know. They've got the panels.
Yeah, they got the panels. Someone could do something.
No way.
But I don't know. I think we're going to get the visual of the tap out on top of the cage, which won't count, I assume, or there'll be something, and then we'll have to finish inside the cage. Maybe there'll be some, we made you do this, but it was on top of the cage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think there's some space for a schmoz here. Why is? Oh, he's filling time, isn't he? Waiting for the commercial to end.
He is, yes.
So that he can then climb
Jericho's good at that. Jericho knows how to whack as little as he needs to.
It'd have been nice if Tully would have been there kind of like holding on.
Full screen is back. What the hell are they going to do here, Dan? MJF looking outstanding, that blood on MJF.
Here we go.
Let's hope everyone stays safe.
Just like I said.
Yeah, going for the walls on top of the cage. Oh
no, they're saying if he taps out, it's over. But is the ref even?
They said the referees are looking up.
Okay.
Low blow. It's got to be something to do with them panels, Dan.
Maybe.
I can definitely see them going through the cage. I mean, oh god, it's such a dangerous spot, Millie. It is such a dangerous spot.
Yeah, it is. It is because there's a lot of the more moving pieces you got, the more chance there is for things going wrong. And if you need something to break and go through,
I think it looks like Santana and Ortiz are coming out as well. Are they? Oh no, they're not. They're just underneath. Oh. I mean, I can see them doing something going through the cage, but again, it's just dangerous as all hell. Mick Foley would be saying, "Don't do it."
Yeah.
Biting now from MJF. Salt of the earth. Oh, you can hear chair shots in the background.
Yeah. Oh, that's a shame they're being missed.
Yeah.
That's chair shots for nothing.
But this is good stuff, Dan. This is...
We're 5 minutes until the end of this show. Okay, he's wandered into the center.
It's AEW. They do some...
Oh, there's a visual.
It's AEW. They do something that's stupid, I think. Oh.
Now now he's looking on. He's looking for the outsides, like going off the side.
Oh yes, it's the because they've made a special ramp, haven't they? Because of the War Games match. It'll be something to do with that. That'll be gimmicked.
I didn't realize they've made something for it.
Or maybe being thrown off the cage. Yeah, that's what's happening. When he looked over.
The thing is, once you go to the top of a cage, if you don't come off the cage, it's a big
disappointment.
Yeah, don't set something up that you can't deliver on.
And Jericho is bleeding. Do you see that the ramps have built up? I was wondering why they've done that.
Is this going to be the finish? Them saying if you don't quit. There we go. Now, if they
Sammy
really
Guevara surrendered,
and they got the surrender part over, which I like, and he's going to do it anyway, I presume.
Of course, he is. Yeah,
a good villain.
I feel like they could have done a little bit more on top of the cage to make Jericho really.
Well, the gimmick was the ring, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh no! You just caught him saying it.
What's he say?
You just caught them communicating why they had to go to that part.
To the Zoom.
Yeah, such a bad. I mean, it's obviously not on purpose.
No.
I just feel bad for him. Oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah, do you see that? That's the gimmick there, and I think they've been walking around it all night as well. Actually.
Oh no! You see all the.
Oh no! Oh dear! Oh no!
It's the same. It's the curse that AEW constantly has of the camera being able to see the padding. Like, I'm glad they have so much padding, but I wish we'd have had that angle.
That angle, yeah.
Or even that angle.
Yeah.
The angle that we got.
Angle.
The angle that we got was the worst angle. And I feel so bad for him because that would have still sucked. Do you know what I mean? It's still not nice to do.
Don't go to that angle again. Oh. And are we getting half boos from a crowd?
Because the thing is, now we see that it's all like it's not really. We see how floppy it is.
It's.
I think one of them is literally trying to hold it down, and Oh, why go to that angle again?
Oh, on the slow motion.
Oh no, that one's even worse.
Oh, Dan, I've done it again.
Well, it's one of those things, but maybe we're being too hard. Maybe we're being too hard. Maybe people won't. Maybe people can look past it. Maybe we're the wrong ones. You know.
I don't know. Chat's going a bit. Millie's upset as well.
Because the thing is, what I hate seeing is when you take a big bump and it's uncomfortable anyway. But because people will see something like that, and they'll go, "I didn't feel a thing." Do you know what I mean? Like, and they'll rubbish the whole stunt off, and you don't rubbish the whole stunt off. You know, you do not rubbish the whole stunt off.
Jericho just straight up smiled, then looked in pain. He did, yeah. He should have kept his eyes closed for a lot longer than he did.
I think it's meant to be him grimacing, but it looks like he's smiling.
Yeah.
Because like there, he looks like he's smiling, but I think he's actually trying to be grimacing.
There was a bit when he just gone off and he opened his eyes, and it's just, don't open your eyes. Don't open your eyes, not when the camera's...
Oh, there is a thing, by the way. Look, there are some cables attached to the top of it, like it was lowered.
There was, yeah. There was, you're right.
What was it attached to? Because that's an open air venue.
No, it's open air by the sides. If you look, you see where the big fan is.
Yeah.
So it has got a grid in it of some sort, or rigging of some sort.
Yeah. And that's the end. That's your go home. You don't know, Jack said I only got into wrestling at 11, started late. Yeah, you did. I mean, that was literally like 4 hours ago. You did start late. Oh, look, we've still got, so on Fight, we've still got footage. The TV's ended. Oh, wait, no, now it's ended. That was weird, wasn't it?
Oh, mate, when it first come on to Fight, there was loads of that. Have I told you about the funny one I was streaming, and John Moxley was doing a promo backstage, and it was a setup for him filming this promo, and he was just sat backstage singing Space Oddity by Bowie. It was great. That's got
to be on YouTube.
It will be, yeah. Sorry, all. I like that he threw him off anyway, says Joey. Cool, that's fair enough. It was interesting to get that point of view. I mean, I like. It's just the camera angle. That's all it was. It's a tiny thing that just needs to be changed because people will shit on it because of that. Same with the sort of explosive barbed wire match ending. It feels like they're not getting their endings right, and they didn't seem to have this problem a year ago.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just seeing now Fight now, just seeing it come up like no signal from venue, from venue.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, all. Don't worry about it, Jackie boy. Don't worry about it. CM Punk did that rubbish stunt off spot. I think it was him versus Elijah Burke, who he described as his least favorite opponent. I don't know about that.
Who? What? What? Say that again.
CM Punk did that rubbish, the stunt off spot. I think it was him versus Elijah Burke, who he described as his least favorite opponent.
Well, I mean, those two, you know, their match that they had on ECW, WWE ECW, was those two were not on the same page. They were on different books or different libraries and different languages and all sorts. It was that match was a mess.
Was it really?
Have you never seen it?
No.
Oh yeah, it's literally like no one can say that some of the stuff that you perhaps see at some of these like there's this show that I'm going to be going to on September the 11th in Colchester. And part of the reason why I'm going to it, and I sound like a terrible person here, is I'm expecting the show to be not very good. Okay. And there's a whole bunch of people that are basically going to like glorified backyarders, basically. But I always like to see some up and coming talent because you never know. Like there might be a
diamond in the rough.
There might be a diamond in the rough there. But I'm not expecting it, you know. But I hope to be wrong. I completely forgot what the fucking point I was going on from.
It was from Elijah Burke and
Elijah Burke. Yeah. Now, and I doubt, although I expect to see a lot of things on that show that are going to be pretty pony, I doubt I will see anything as bad and awkward as what CM Punk and Elijah Burke did on WWE TV.
Wow, that bad.
It was that bad.
That bad. Millie Carden said, did he just miss hitting his head on the lights? I didn't notice anything, but maybe so, Millie. Dan, did you spot out?
I can't say I noticed, to be honest with you.
That was a hell of a match. It was. The camera work at the finish was a bit tragic, though. Agreed. Yeah. Agreed. It was a hell of a match that was that will be forever sort of a slightly skewed because of that, because that was the big spot. And personally, I know they did the diamond ring gimmick, but I don't think they did enough on the top to show that Jericho was dead. If you're gonna, even if they did the diamond ring gimmick, I would have done it multiple times to show he is hopeless right now. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I've just gone on to Twitter to see, and there's a GIF that's doing some rounds of Chris Jericho landing from a fall in the cage, and it's a picture of a guy jumping into his bed.
But it's not, and Dan knows that. You know, it that hurt still, right? And the performance was
still not comfortable.
And we want
there's
the
a difference
to be
between
safe.
Exactly. There's a difference between a stunt being safe and a stunt causing damage. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just because it's safe doesn't mean that it's not uncomfortable to painful. You know, that goes for all stunt men, stunt women, stunt people. They do not get the credit they deserve.
No,
and wrestlers are stunt persons. You know,
of course they are. Of course they are. So I just, it's just slightly mad because of that. But one of the biggest problems is don't go to when you're doing the camera, don't go to the close-up shot straight away. It was a big spot. It could have been the wide angle first, and they could have made sure that all the angles. And had it been that wide angle prior to us seeing that, we could have seen that shot later on. Hopefully not in slow motion, but it wouldn't have had as much impact as it did on us because we go
Well, there's another meme that's doing the rounds now. AEW making that steel that Jericho landed on, and it's a picture of someone with a paintbrush and a piece of card. Because that's, sadly what it looked like, and that's one of the things why you feel, I mean, it obviously wasn't card, it was something else. But that is one of the things that, like, don't make it look like someone should have realized that when he landed into it, it wasn't going to react that way. So why? I mean, did they refer to it as steel on commentary?
Well, they didn't refer to it as cardboard, that's for sure.
No, I mean, I don't think it was cardboard anyway. But I mean, like, yeah.
St. Etienne's got another point here. They should have milked the surrender more with teammates trying to stop Sammy from surrendering, etc.
Say that again, sorry?
They should have milked the Sammy thing more, the Sammy surrendering. It was quite focused on top of the cage at that point.
Yeah.
And I get what St. Etienne's saying, like chair spots were missed in the ring and all this sort of stuff. We didn't really know what was happening with Sammy's story at that point. We didn't know if the Inner Circle were trying to stop him. We didn't know why he was surrendering. We didn't even get to see him say, I surrender. It was a back shot with the focus being what's this spot going to be between MJF and Jericho, Yeah. It was actually MJF that sold it more than Sammy.
Yes. Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, part of that is on the camera work and catching. There was a lot of moving parts there,
Dale says, I've got to find and watch the CM Punk versus Pope match now. Yes, you do, man.
Wow, Jericho fell on a bed topped with cardboard. So extreme. So there's a lot of things like that.
Which is a damn shame because that was a hell of a match.
And even so, right? Let's say that those were mattresses, right? Yeah. Like standard bed mattresses, right? You fall 25 feet or 20 feet onto your mattress and see how comfortable that is.
Yeah.
Like, it's not.
Yeah. Maybe it shouldn't have been Jericho attacking that spot as well, though, Dan.
I like this, what someone put here. Can't believe people are complaining that Jericho didn't land on the unprotected ramp after the Matt Hardy fiasco. Y'all should know that.
Yeah. We want them to be safe. All I care about, Dan, is not. I don't care if they land on crash mats. I don't care. They could have done the exact same spot.
It's just the camera work.
Camera work.
Yeah.
Don't show me the spot. That's all. The Punk versus Burke match is nearly 15, but it's so bad that it's not only sticks in the memory, but I think Kevin Dunn's directing is not the worst part of the match. Wow. 2006 or 7. There we go. 29th of May, 2007. There you go, Dale, so you can find it on the WWE network, unless I've deleted it. Should we go through a quick review, Dan? Well, it's hard, isn't it? Because we didn't really watch the show.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just seeing this. It's just so heartbreaking to see after, the match that they put together,
which was great.
Yeah, it's just so heartbreaking to see that, and the fact that they replayed that angle. I can't get over the fact that they replayed that angle
in slow motion.
This is the thing. It's not like we're saying, that it should have been on something harder. The point is, it shouldn't have been. It should just have been directed and planned out from a camera perspective better.
Yeah. But they've done it a few times recently, Dan, AEW, where they've had these wonderful sort of matches. And same with the barbed wire match. And I keep going back to that. And I don't think it's as big a fiasco as that. But if you look back at that match, it was a cracking match. It
really, really was. Sorry, I think I'm just coming back to what you were saying earlier, but Saint Etienne wrote here, saying they should have milked the surrender more with teammates trying to stop Sammy from surrendering. But the story wasn't. The story was that none of them wanted Jericho to be thrown off the top. So then the story you're telling, if you've got Sammy's teammates, the other members in the circle saying, don't surrender for him, let him throw him off the top of the cage. Now you're starting to tell a bit of a different story, because that's not good friends, really, is it? Good friends don't let other people throw their friends off the top of cages.
But I don't know.
So I disagree with that, because that's a conflicting story. The story isn't that the teammates, that there was. The story isn't that there is dissension in whether or not they should have surrendered. The story is that they were trying to protect their teammate, and MJF did it anyway, which of course he did. Now whether or not it comes back and Jericho's annoyed at all four of them, because none of them's, for whatever thing, and they work on that. I don't know, but you're just conflicting. You're telling different stories then,
From a personal opinion, I sort of get what Sir Etienne is saying. I get what you're saying about especially with Sammy having that sort of story already with Jericho and that sort of level of depth already. But I do think it was unclear. And the only clarity we got from it was on MJF. And the angles of stuff, it felt like the focus was on what spot is going to happen here, as opposed to, and I think part of the storytelling of that isn't just Sammy giving up, but I think it's also what happened to Jericho on top of the ring. Where I said it didn't feel like Jericho went through enough to have the team panicking about him.
Well, I mean, he was going to get thrown off.
He was, but how did he get to that spot?
Well, this is the thing. I know you don't like it, but it is just that he took the ring, and they've tried to sell that ring as, a big problem. By having it used as a finish, and the fact that even when the Battle Royal for the ring this year, there was a big deal made about the fact that MJF had used it. How's he going to win matches if he loses the ring this year? In the Battle Royal.
Yeah. So that
that there has been, they have been consistent with trying to make it a big deal surrounding that,
No worries. It's awful on canvas and not sloppy lazy. I just think it's unprofessional and lack of respect. Oh, what's this about? I don't know. My best mate lives in Sheffield, and he threw me off his cell 6 days a week, then twice on a Sunday. Jesus, lovely friends.
Okay.
Bippity boppity, bippity boppity, bippity boppity, whatever. Hello, welcome. Hope you're having a good day. I really enjoyed it, but would I like to see the Inner Circle give MJF the finger? just because he was going to throw Jericho off either way. That would have been another nice thing as well, Dan, actually.
Yeah, totally. And hello, Big.
I mean, that's their gimmick as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Like I say, I just think there is. I don't know, my wife has just walked into the. What are you after?
Hello, wife.
Oh, you dozy. I'm surrounded by twonks today.
What's up?
I got a twonk for a wife, and I got a twonk I've been doing a stream with for the last couple of hours.
Not the last couple of hours. I was late. Don't exaggerate.
Oh yeah, sorry. It wasn't even the last couple of hours yet, was it? You still had 2 hours ago. You hadn't fucking got on properly.
I woke it up.
Twat. Yeah, no. She obviously my wife came down with my son earlier when he was having breathing issues, but she brought down the remote control from upstairs and she'd left it down here. So the poor cow's obviously been upstairs looking for it. She's come downstairs and of course both remotes are down here. So there we go.
Who won the Pinnacle, Ivan?
Yeah, it's
Eric Travis. Terrible finish. Is AEW scared to become more lethal? And who is interested in Orange Cassidy versus Omega match? And at the end, Jericho laughed, WTF. Interesting, Eric. We have talked about this a little bit already on stream. I have no problem with them. I grimaced at the bloody Darby Allin spot earlier on. Like, I don't want to see him take bumps like that.
Yeah, that's the thing. The issue isn't that he landed on crash mats. He should land on crash mats. The issue is the directing and us being able to see that the things they tried to make look like steel clearly weren't, and the angle showing that he landed on crash mats. We saw in the replay 2 really good angles that didn't make it look like the crash mats that they were. And this has been a consistent thing with AEW's direction on these big stunts. I can't think of any of their big stunts to where it hasn't looked like it. You go back to even the Stadium Stampede, and there was it the One-Winged Angel?
One-Winged Angel off the thing.
And we saw, we saw it on that. We've seen it in all of their big stunts. We've been able to see how the stunts work. And the problem with when you see how a stunt works is it leads to these conversations that we're having now, instead of going on about how amazing that match was. With regards to Jericho laughing, I'm pretty sure that's Jericho's grimacing face. And it just that from an angle and from that, it looks like, and I say that as someone that has seen Jericho grimace up close in real life when we're at a bar in London, and he was doing a gig, and he did a stage dive that went tragically wrong, and instead of being caught by everyone, he stage dived into the audience, and everyone just freaking went down. And I'm standing there in front of him, and he's literally pulling that same face, which was him kind of grimacing and kind of stuck and not being able to move. Yeah. So I feel that that's actually his grimacing, but it didn't look like it. It does look like he's laughing.
And Jericho should be aware of that as well then. And actually, to Eric's point, Jericho shouldn't have had his eyes open, full stop. I mean, it should have been gone completely,
If his eyes are open, then he's got to be trying to do the glaze thing. Do you know what I mean?
But he won. But
that's not what we got. But part of me thinks that's because Jericho is possibly thinking they're not going to go to a close-up on me, surely. Maybe. Do you know what I mean? Because you can see all of this.
Yeah, but don't do it. We saw Jericho talking to MJF on top of the thing. I mean,
yeah, there was that's bad timing, sadly, on that part. But I get why the director did it. Jericho's down on his hands and his knees, and he's got blood pouring from him, and I get that there's a dramatic camera shot. This is one of the things. Now, I've spoken to you about this before. Maybe Eric and Ivan and Jack and everyone, Jenna and Millie and Bippity, everyone in the chat, maybe you guys can put your thoughts on this. WWE rehearse their matches to the nth degree. So they know, and they perform the matches in front of the producers first, and they get the thumbs up, or maybe take this out, and then go, So they rehearse it, and so the cameras know exactly where they need to be and where to go to catch. Is that better than not fully rehearsing? Which is pretty much how everyone else. Not however, Japan is very rehearsed. Like I've told the stories before about, the notebooks and writing down them. Like there's the famous story, in America really of like Savage and Steamboat. And, Savage would write, because Savage isn't one of the guys that would write down the matches move for move. And he's the only person I know that did it on numbers though. Like he would phone Steamboat in the middle of the night and be like, what's spot 45?
Spot 45, yeah.
And it's like, he's the only person that I know that did it like by numbers. But, he's another one that would have the match down. But he was going through it. It wouldn't be like rehearsed to that level. It would just be written and discussed to the point where it's memorized. Don't really rehearse everything. I've told the story before, like, they even flew the NXT UK wrestlers out prior to the pandemic to do to rehearse the matches at the Performance Center in America that they were going to do on the UK takeover. And you think about the extra added cost of doing that, but that's the level that they go to. And so I don't know. I'm not a fan of that much rehearsal personally, because it takes out a lot of the audience, and you got to learn how to react and work with an audience. There's an art form to that, because imagine being an ice cream salesman, but you only sell one flavor. So
we
you
certainly saw that tonight as well, with the sort of with the one more time stuff happening, and it actually felt like the first match we've seen post lockdown that actually had a sort of engagement with an audience.
Yeah, and you don't know Jack said about Austin minimal rehearsal exactly, but that's 20 years ago. Like this isn't WWE 20 years ago. WWE didn't do the rehearsals to this level 20 years ago. This is what WWE do now.
Well. But to argue your comment, Dan, I mean, you've already mentioned the classic over rehearsed match, which was Steamboat and Savage, which is outstanding. So it for me,
well, that wasn't over rehearsed. That was just like planned to the nth degree. But Japan, as I said, Japan is the same. I mean, they're one of the greatest matches of all. I mean, Kobashi was one for it.
Right.
But they pretty much all do it over there, like they'll have their books, they'll go through it, they'll write the match down, and then they'll rehearse it and they'll practice it, and then they'll do the match in front. That's how things are. And a lot of people don't, I'm not at the same time, you look at the quality of the matches that we get in Japan,
it's difficult, and it's that question of so here's another one for you, Dan, sort of playing on that a little bit more, is that improvisation thing, because we all say we want the performance in WWE to be less scripted and have more freedom in what they're saying, but then you look at WrestleMania Night 1 and it looked like a GCSE drama play at times, and I get that was on the spot and stuff like that, but actually it's that balance, mate, and for me, and some performers work, some performers don't, but it'd be great to hear all of your input in chat.
I was one of the few people that didn't care for Night 1 and preferred Night 2.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't care. I felt that Night 1 felt too rehearsed, and that was one of my problems. And I felt that with regards to the main event, the Bianca Belair Sasha Banks match, I felt that was a very good production that they put together. But at no point did I ever fall or believing anything.
Right.
It felt very. There was a wrestler that worked for me, and she only did the one match for me, but she came from a dance background, and she was very green, and it kind of reminded me of her, because you could see that she was someone that had this background, in her case dance, but had this athletic background. And you could see, when watching her in the matches, you could see what was going on. Do you know what I mean? You never really felt like she was, it wasn't enough done in the match to make you forget that you were watching a performance.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's what that match felt for me. That's why I was just like, you know, it was a good match, but it just didn't, you know, it takes another talent to be able to, you know, rehearse a match to that extent and still make it feel real and raw and, you know, cause you to get into it. And that's what makes Savage and DDP and Kobashi and all these Japanese talents so good. Mm-hmm. You know, is they've got that extra level.
Got the flow of it.
Yeah, and also it's just that, you know, I'm forgetting the word. There's a word that's just completely escaping, but yeah, there is that belief. But I'm just not a fan of, you know, as I was saying, it's just like if you're an ice cream salesman, but you decide you're only going to sell one flavor, it's like, you know, you go out round the houses one day and you're just like, I've just brought strawberry. Well, a lot of the people that are queuing up for your ice cream, I go, well, I didn't want strawberry today. I wanted vanilla. I wanted chocolate. I wanted mint. I wanted, you know, something with sprinkles on top and Nutella and all sorts of toppings, you know. And you're like, oh, well, I just brought strawberry. That's what, to me, a rehearsed match is. Mm-hmm. You know, at some point, you can rehearse that match to the nth degree, but you may get in front of an audience that are just like, this ain't the match that we're into right now.
Yeah. And
you've got to have the ability to go, okay, I hear what you're getting into. This is the story that we need to tell, though, but we can tell it if we change it around and be still giving you the kind of stuff that you're into. And that's a skill. That's a real special skill. And you just don't see so much of that now.
No.
Or at least certainly not on the bigger scale.
Platforms.
Yeah, certainly not in WWE.
There we go. No, I get what you're saying, man. I don't know what the solution is, though. But interesting. It's interesting to sort of break it down in these terms, Dan. I'm going to go through some comments. We'll give our ratings for the show, I think, in general, because I missed the first half of the show. I wasn't woken up. Just rolling your eyes.
You wasn't woken up? I'm sorry. Whose responsibility was that?
You're like the disappointed father. There we go. I'll give you the finger. And speaking of the finger, bippity boppity whatever, says, hey everyone, if they did give him the finger, I don't know what the finish would have been. Yes, I think the finger would have been a great idea because it works within a circle's gimmick. Jim Holden said, I love the surrender thing. It's classic heel tactic. I like the surrender thing. I just don't know. I just feel on two levels it could have been done a little clearer, I think, is my issue. That's all. I like the surrender thing. I like the ending to the match. I just don't like how it was shot and filmed. Same with the Jericho spot, you know. That's all.
Yeah. I really liked. Yeah.
Dan's my hero, says Jackie Boy. That's my face when Inner Circle lost. Ivan Anderson was good. Well, that's good. I mean, you should want to support the face team, so that's great, Ivan. That's what they want you to feel. I see Sammy facing MJF at Double or Nothing. Interesting.
It's one of those things where, like, quite probably, or no, possible. Where does Jericho go then?
Maybe you have him written off TV and you have him come back and save him.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's one of those weird things, isn't it, where they kind of need to protect so many people, but you can't protect everyone.
No.
You know, like
Jericho on the show somehow.
Because the thing is, it's like I would want to see Sammy and Kenny. That's a match I would be into. And I do believe that that's a pay-per-view main event.
I'd say so, yeah. You know? I'd be down for it.
So I don't think Kenny and Orange Cassidy is a pay-per-view main event.
No, I
but
don't.
I can see why
I'm interested. I'd be interested in it as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
But in terms of like selling tickets, not particularly.
Yeah, again, it comes down to what I said earlier, doesn't it? Which is, at the end of the day, it's like none of us believe that Kenny's losing the title to either Pac or Orange Cassidy. So you're selling us a match. So if you're selling us a match, you need to sell us the best match. You know, the best match is the one that's going to, likely going to get the most people purchasing. Because if there's no emotional connection, then, you know.
Cassidy versus Omega is a perfect TV special main event, isn't it?
Yeah. Cassidy versus that is a TV main event.
Winter is coming, you know, that sort of.
That's a big TV main event. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, your beach breaks or whatever.
Yeah, and they're doing enough for them. And Sammy possibly turn on Jericho because he saved him. Maybe Jericho's gonna mad that Sammy did that.
I mean, the thing is, though, that I'm not saying they can do that, but it's just like, you know, it kind of goes against the whole thing that they said with Jericho and Sammy a couple of weeks ago.
And I see them keeping Jericho face, especially with the music.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're not going to turn again.
No. I didn't mind the finish. I thought the surrender was okay, not the best. I would have preferred a pinfall or submission or something, but it's whatever.
Well, you won't get a pinfall in Blood and Guts and traditional War Games matches.
Because it's submission only.
It's submit or surrender, that's it.
Surrender. Which you could have made a big deal of in previous weeks, but maybe they haven't. We just don't hear all the promos as much as we could. The crash pad thing should have been covered better. Yeah, I agree. Or filmed better, that's all. I mean, you know, I don't want people to get hurt, that's it. Remember to like and subscribe. Jackie Boy, it really helps us out if people do subscribe. So if you are watching this and you're with us for the first time, that help us out. I did not look into MJF and Jericho talking. I thought in kayfabe it was Jericho saying sorry and begging MJF not to do it. Oh, okay. I could see why you'd read that. Hi, Ann and Dan. George, welcome. Hope you're having a great day. Loved the Blood and Guts match tonight. It was great. I thought the crash pad could have been hid with better. Yes, it could. That's exactly what we said, Jakey baby. Exactly what we said. WWE has a production team that has been working together for a much longer time. I think being rehearsed helps for sure. But at the same time, I find WWE messes up a spot. They reset that spot instead of improvise and move. I mean, look at the Roman Reigns spot at Kevin Owens. I mean, I hated that match anyway, but that ended up being a mess. So, you know, both shows have problems. It's just AEW are building up. Watch this match, and then just letting it go at the end slightly, in my opinion. That's all. Rehearsal or over rehearsal is great for planning for an awful director like Kevin Dunn, but it takes the spontaneity factor out of it. People like Austin, I think, did minimal rehearsals, just wanted a fishbone of the match and the rest in the ring. DDP was notorious for rehearsing. Jake Baby says, I hated night 1, loved night 2. Jack says he preferred night 2. Jenna Holden, same. I enjoyed both nights, but like night 2 much more. I hated the Bad Bunny match, so it feels like that ruins night 1. Yeah, it was rough.
I didn't care for that match either, but a load of people really did.
I didn't.
Including a lot of wrestlers, people in the I know. In fact, I don't know many wrestlers who had a problem with it, and a few wrestlers that I do know that didn't like the match mainly didn't like it because it had Bad Bunny in, which wasn't the problem for me at all. But there are a number of people. There were some people, you know, some older wrestlers, or you get some young wrestlers that like to think they're old school. You know, and so they'll say some things to try and make themselves look a bit edgy or look old school or look like a veteran, and it's just like, shut the fuck up. But they were saying things like, this Bad Bunny, he's exposing it, he's making us all look weak, and it's just like, mate,
he's not exposing it. The company was exposing it.
Did you see the zombie man that came back from the fucking dead after being burnt alive? But then can be held down by, you know, a little 3/4 headlock dropped on his face. Like that's fine, is it? You ain't got a problem with that, but you have a problem with, you know, like fuck off. And I said that as well. It's really pissed me. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm 21 or 22 years in the business now. I've got fucking tenure. But like that's, you know, I had no problems with like that. It was just I just didn't think the match was great, personally. That was all.
Fair enough, man. I didn't enjoy it much, but it was more about not necessarily Bad Bunny, but the lack of sort of work on Damian Priest, where it really felt like he sort of needed that, but whatever. Yeah,
I don't feel Damian got as much out of that as what he could have got.
No, not at all. And it
did feel more like the Bad Bunny show rather than using Bad Bunny to get Damian Priest over.
which is how they tend to use their talent these days. I mean, look at Tyson Fury beating Braun Strowman for no reason. You don't know. Wasn't woken up, put your alarm on, you pissed I did. I slept through it. If it's a pivotal spot, yes, reset it, but WWE resets everything that gets missed.
That's not just WWE, to be fair, but that is something you get that. That's the problem with very rehearsed matches, is they don't know how, if they haven't, let's say, there's 4 spots in a match. It's a very short match, evidently. If they fuck up spot B, then they don't know how they're going to get to spot C, so they just reset and do spot B again. And that is something that on my shows I would tell people, if there was some big spots planned, I would literally say to the talent, okay, because we'd go through the match, okay, but if something happens here, have another plan to work off to get yourself to where you're going next. Because there's more chance of this spot going wrong.
Yeah.
Do not, let's say it's supposed to be a head scissors from the sidewalk. Let's say you pick them up from the sidewalk, but you just stumble and drop down. Don't then pick them up, send them in, and go for it again. Just work with what you got.
Yeah.
No, you know where you are. Just work with
but we saw that tonight with Sammy Guevara's spot that messed up, and there's a great example to bring it back to that show.
Just ran with Dax sold his knee because he landed in the knee.
Exactly,
great job.
Yeah,
Sammy was down for a bit. We don't know what was supposed to have been. We don't know what was supposed to happen from that. But whatever it was fine, and you can get past that. It was believable. He did take his knee out, and that's another thing. Dax reacted to what happened. I know so many people, and I've seen it so many times where that would happen, and the person will fall down still and act like they were hit in the face because that was what they were supposed to have done.
Yeah.
And don't do that.
Times.
And you see that on TV. You even see that with TV level people. Exactly. Don't do that.
No.
Anyway,
it's a pivotal spot. Yes, reset it, but WWE resets everything that gets missed. I like how Dan just says how it is. That I thought the Buddy match was way too long. Dan is 100% right, and that's partly why I love him. Oh, you're getting a lot of love, Dan. Someone send some love my way. Say that Anthony's got a sexy beard or something. We're going to do a really quick summary. I think that the overall show was good. I thought a bit of a lack of women's representation on there.
Yeah, and it was sure. And that was and that Kenny Omega promo with Orange Cassidy went on for a long time. Too long.
It did.
There was 100% room to shave some time off there. And, and to be honest with you, as good as the War Games match was, I think you could have shaved a few minutes off that as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying a load. I'm not saying shave 10. I'm not saying shave 5 even. But if you knock a couple of minutes off the Kenny promo and you knock a couple of minutes off the War Games, that's 4 minutes, which is probably 4 times as long as the match that we got actually went.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if there's something there, and why couldn't we have? I don't know. There's just
I don't know why we needed Kenny in 2 segments.
And they also the segments also felt very disjointed,
very
separate.
Yeah.
It's because it really, like the Orange Cassidy thing, really did just make it seem like Moxley and Kingston are going to accept that they're done with him and move on to the Good Brothers now.
Yeah.
Which may be fine, but it didn't. I don't know. It just felt like there needed to be a bit more on that, especially with how the finish was, with how Kenny got the kind of win that he got, because he got the kind of win where he was able to showboat and show out and be a prick about it, as opposed to drape the arm across after someone's interference, where the babyface can come back and going, do you know what I mean? Like that, that's a different visual, and that's a different story. Like that's still protecting the babyface, or protecting us, helping tell the story, the fact that they only won because of the damage. And that, you're taking that, that element. You're making sure the focus of the pricks is on the guys that interfered and the fact that they cost that guy. But that's not what we got. Kenny was able to be a prick still, hit the move on Kingston and get the pin there. So our last visual is of Kenny being a prick to Kingston and Moxley, not the Good Brothers being pricks to Kingston and Moxley. Do you understand does that make sense what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And if we're moving away, which it seems we are, from Kenny and Moxley and Kingston to the Good Brothers, Moxley and Kingston, it really should have just had a different,
feel to it.
Presentation of the finish to go on to them, in my opinion.
Yep. The blood and guts match was great. I had a few issues with the endings, but I mean, in terms of the in ring, like, how can you complain? It was perfect, and I feel that that's something that WWE have done right with their War Games matches. The spots have been very well executed, and in all the sort of recent War Games matches that I can think of, and that was a spot that we got at the end that was just bad camera work. That's it. I mean,
that is nothing wrong with the spot. Nothing wrong with
the spot. The high angle stuff looked absolutely fine.
Yep.
Just production, let them down a tiny bit.
Yeah.
And that's absolutely a shame for the people involved. Cool. So in terms of an overall rating for the show, I would give it a 7. I thought it was a good show, maybe an 8. I thought the Blood and Guts match, I'd go back and watch it. I just probably wouldn't watch that last segment again.
If I'm to take away like being pissed off. Or pissed off, or just being not pissed off, disappointed by the level of women's content that was provided tonight. And I'm not going to hold the camera angle thing at the end there against anything in regards to the match, but I can't also ignore that it does take away from it. I would say the show is an 8 out of 10. It was not the best AEW TV show, but it certainly was a very good AEW TV show.
One quick question before we go, Dan, or go into a secret stream. Do you think that, because I assume this will have more viewers on it than last week, for sure.
Well, I certainly hope so, and I don't know. I mean, people in the US that are watching this, you can let us know. Is there anything big happening on TV tonight? Because AEW have had a few rough weeks, especially last week, of things that they were going head-to-head with.
Now, Is the ending to that match something that it's just us sort of people that watch wrestling a lot? Is that something that's only going to bother us, or is it something that's going to bother more people? Because then people just go, "Oh, that was fake."
Well, this is why I went onto Twitter to try and have a look, but Twitter perhaps really isn't the best place to go because that's where you see a lot of.
You're going to say hate whatever you type into Twitter.
Yeah, exactly. But I was certainly interested to see how much. We're going to get in terms of, people buying into like the finish, or how much they were going to spend more time on what we saw, and there is a fair few. There is a fair few. Sorry, what was the point? Because I've gone off again.
That's all right, my love. That's okay because we're going off, Dan. Thank you so much for joining me, Dan. Pro Wrestling Eves, I've got a special show on Saturday. It is the 11-year anniversary. I'm going to go hang out with them. I'm sure Millie will be there hanging out with them. I'm sure Bippity is going to be there with them. And I heard I'm walking up.
Whatever.
What?
Okay.
Rock and roll, guys. It's been wonderful. Let us know if you like the new format and leave a like on the video. It really helps us out. Share us out and come and hang out with us next week because I'm sure we'll be back next week, and or at least one of us will be. And we'll be partying. Rock and roll. Dan, thanks so much, my love.
No, thank you for joining me eventually.
Fuck you.
Hey, when I'm late, it's okay. I'm the guest. You're the fucking you're the one who's got to actually start the stream on time and make sure you get some fucking viewers. Like, no one's gonna watch if they go on and see that you're not fucking on, are they? It's like, fucking
Well, no, why would they watch if no one's fucking on?
Exactly.
Shut up.
Can't.
Shut up. Shut up. Can we save this bollocking for after the stream, you piece of...
God, I just listened to this whole podcast. It was terrible. I feel like my ears are gonna bleed.
What'd you say? This is Darby Allin, and you're listening to Gimme a Whole Yeah podcast.
Do you know, I hate that you can't fade out them videos. That is very abrupt, isn't it?
It's very abrupt. Yeah, you need to...
I need to edit it in the actual master file.
Yeah, it is really annoying that you can't fade.
Ba-doom. Welcome to the secret stream.
And it's also annoying that like we can't have a chat offside like we can. So normally we know what the secret stream is going to be about.
I've got a good one tonight.
Oh, go on then. Go on.
Yeah, because I enjoyed last week. We was comparing. We was matching up Mortal Kombat characters to wrestlers.
Yes.
I thought that's a cool gimmick. Let's carry it on. How do you feel about that?
What, the same thing? Mortal Kombat
I was going to
again?
go. Well, I was going to suggest today maybe we do the Simpsons. Thought that could be fun. Had to step away for a bit. Great show by you two tonight. Thank you so much, Joey. Do appreciate it. Thanks, Dan and Aunt Millie. It is awesome having you here. As awesome. Hey, Dan was professional. Jack, fuck you. Bippity boppity, whatever. Being held with, you see, I don't swear much, Dan, but when I do, it's to the point. Being held, including with Millie, as people who will be watching is quite the compliment. We will be there, absolutely. We love to watch when no one is on. Jeremy, fuck you. Joey, they would stick around for the chat. Oh, yeah, we always do, man. Bollock him, Dan. Screw you, Jack. Have fun, everyone. We certainly will. Was last week gangbang? No, that was a couple of weeks ago. But good stories. Simpsons. What do you think about Simpsons?
I don't know if it's as easy to put non-fighting characters to people that are based in, you know, a universe where they fight. But sure, okay, maybe you're gonna need to, you know, lead that.
Okay, Homer Simpson. That's Chris Jericho, right?
Is it?
Definitely not as easy. Oh, have I chosen some hard things to do? Millie Carden says, thanks, Bippity. Mr. Burns, a wrestler who is old, has more money than sense. Can't think of anyone. Might ask Vince. It's Vince.
Yeah, no, Mr. Burns is Vince. That does work. That absolutely really does work.
It works.
Yeah, well done, Jack.
Sideshow Bob, Kenny Omega. Great. We don't even need to do this. People are doing it for us.
Yeah. Sideshow Bob was Kenny Omega. Yeah. That one.
Kevin Owens looks like Homer Simpson. Wow. Well, there was a Simpsons wrestling game. Absolutely, there was actually, Dan. Do you remember that?
Yes, it is regarded as one of the worst games of all time.
Of all time.
Yeah, no, legitimately. If you there's numerous. I'm into my retro gaming, and it's crazy to me that something on the PlayStation is now retro, but it is. It's PlayStation because it's PlayStation 1. But yeah, there are numerous videos on YouTube that go into just how poorly received Simpsons wrestling. Well, and it really was as well, but it's it's a terrible game. Go out there and watch some of the videos on YouTube. I don't know if it's Fact Hunt, which is or if it was Matt McMuscles or whomever, but there's some real good stuff on there because it is terrible.
It is really bad. I remember playing it, and it's like the lines on the characters can't even stay together, let alone the game.
Hello, the Wrestle Story. Are you guys finished streaming already?
You finished doing your thing already. Hope you're all good, Mr. G and Maven. Go give them a subscribe if you're not already. Kenny saying, "Nigri with the rakes." Absolutely. Jinder Mahal can be Apu. No, there's got to be a better one for Apu.
I was going to say, Jinder Mahal is Canadian.
Is he? I didn't know that.
So you can't have Jinder Mahal as Apu. It's got to be. You got to get it. It's got to be Great Khali, whatever the giant Apu.
The giant Apu.
Yeah,
brilliant.
like the quickie. The thing is, you'd think just looking at it, the quickie mart is much better protected now, but it really isn't. Although saying that, the Great Khali does have a body count.
There we go.
It's only one, but that's one more than most people have.
Absolutely.
So, like not many,
Simpsons Hit and Run is a great game on PS2. Dan,
Simpsons Hit and Run is good fun. Do you know what? I actually stuck in a Simpsons game because of not being well. I actually was just like, oh, fuck it. I'll try to calm myself, because I'm a workaholic. So I was just like, I'll try to get my mind off of work and I'll try to play. And I put the game, which is just called The Simpsons Game, on PlayStation 3. And that is a really good game, in my opinion. Is
it based on the arcade game?
No, I do have the classic
game.
I've got that, the Konami, again, because of the retro, right? So I've got the Konami arcade game, which is just a classic Konami button masher, side scrolling, it's good fun.
Four people. Turtles,
and Alien v Predator, like such.
How did they do that as well? I can't remember.
Yeah, oh mate, that's the best, possibly the best one of all of them, actually. It's superb. Easily the best Alien or Predator game. But yeah, no, the Simpsons game is it's your exploring world style, open world game.
It is.
Yeah, Simpsons game was really good. Really like that one.
That ending was bad, but great match. Beside that, we agree, Owen. We did a sort of review about 5 minutes ago, but please do catch it on the replay or whatever. Triple Jump did a Simpsons wrestling game. God, that game hurts my soul. We're done. Maven had an infusion today, so she's tired. Hope Maven's infusion went well. Wrestle Story.
Send her our best.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's very tiring for her. I know that in the past you've not done streams because of it. So
Tugboat as comic book guy. Oh my god.
Tugboat, we're talking about Typhoon, right?
And the Shockmaster.
The Quickie Mart is the Punjabi prison.
Oh my god. Fred Ottman. Fred Ottman is Tugboat, Shockmaster, Typhoon, whatever you want to call him. And that is perfect. Is it though? I don't know. Has there not been a character who does that kind of thing on? I don't think there has actually. Has there on TV?
No, I don't know.
The closest thing we had was my old buddy Joey Legend, who played Just Joe in WWE, and I think it was '99, and his character was literally you basically be a gossipy guy backstage, but they didn't know how to turn that into a wrestler. So he did the character on like Raw and constantly, and he'd be in these big segments talking to all the main stars, but they didn't know how to turn that into a wrestler. So he was in all these big segments on Raw, but then he would just be wrestling on fucking Heat.
Really,
Velocity or whatever the fuck it was at the time, So
a bit like Aleister Black in 2 weeks' time. You don't know, Jack. Simpsons Hit and Run was very fun. Simpsons game was excellent. I had it on Xbox 360. Marge was kicking some serious ass with that vacuum cleaner. Absolutely, the double team moves banging. The animation and I was always Marge, by the way. The animation and writing on it, Wrestle Story, top notch. Marge had bunny ears. There's a video of Tegan Knox, Nixon Newell, playing the Simpsons wrestling for her superstar save point on Up, Up, Down, Down. Cool, man. Cool.
What's that? Jeremy wrote Simpsons arcade game where you were Bart and had to spray paint the aliens and Ryder. So you're thinking
why can't I see
that? It's above You Don't Know Jack's Marge had bunny ears.
Sorry, go on.
But yeah, it's that is the Bart versus the Space Mutants on the Nintendo. The original NES that I think you're thinking of there.
Well, they did a port, didn't they, of the arcade game? They did several ports of it because I had it on the Amiga at one point. I remember that.
Yes, they did because I think it was on the. I think I remember it coming out on the. I had the Amstrad CPC 464.
Whoa.
So, well, no, the Amiga was way above the fucking Amstrad.
Dan, how come we've got 12 viewers, which is the most viewers we've had all night because we're talking about Simpsons?
No, I think it's more people who are actually searching for AEW reviews to see what happened.
and then just come across this instead.
And I think that's the reason why you're down to 10 viewers now.
Can nobody else from the Inner Circle climb a fence? Go get MJF. Absolutely. Marco Stunt is Todd Flanders.
Oh my god! I like the fact that he's Todd Flanders, not Rod Flanders. It's like I like the idea that Joey's gone. Marco Stunt. He could be Rod Flanders. No, he's nothing like Rod Flanders. Todd Flanders. That's what he's like.
Plus, Sammy shouldn't have gave up because he's the gold character right now, and he knows MJF, so it should have been Hager or someone. Yeah, but I think we're going to get Sammy and MJF next, so I think that's why. Anne, are you on top chat or live chat?
He's on neither because on StreamYard there's a different thing on comments, and I can see from looking at the comments, whereas I wasn't looking on the StreamYard feed that me and him have. I was looking on the YouTube feed, and there are some comments that aren't coming up for some reason on the StreamYard feed, and I don't know why. I never knew that before, but that is interesting to know for future.
Is it swearing or something?
No.
Interesting. Sorry if I missed your comments, my dudes. Joey, that's amazing. You win. Lol. Let's do a couple more before we go. Dan,
who the hell's Lisa then?
Lisa.
Maddie Renkowski.
Who? Lisa or Maddie Renkowski?
Lisa. Maddie Renkowski is Lisa.
Okay.
She has been on AEW Dynamite. She's done a couple of. She replaced someone on, I forget who it was, but in the women's tournament as well in AEW. Very new to wrestling. She's done well. Maybe not Maddie Renkowski. Maybe. Oh Christ! I am just thinking of people that do the closest to school gimmicks.
Molly Holly. That's a good one. For Lisa.
Molly Holly as Lisa, that is a good one.
Jeremy, man, you guys are on it. We don't even need to do this. You guys just like do it for us. Lisa is Dom. Dom is Maggie. Groundskeeper Willie.
No.
Go on, what?
Maggie is the best character in The Simpsons.
I like the Maggie. I'm not. Dom's my best friend. Why are you saying no?
No, because Dom is nothing like Maggie. I do. Right, if you, right, I know he's your best friend and everything, right? But, right, scenario here, you're in trouble with the mob. They come to your house.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, double-barrel shotgun, boom, 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 takes out the mob in the kneecaps.
Jesus Christ, this has got dark.
Right? Do you think that was Dom?
Oh, God, no. No, he's
right, exactly.
No,
but Maggie did.
But Maggie would.
Maggie did it for Homer.
So you're saying Maggie's Hitman Hart, right?
Oh, I see what you're going with there. So I'm just saying, Maggie's. I don't know if there is a character in wrestling cool enough to be Maggie Simpson, or a character in wrestling badass enough to be Maggie Simpson. I don't think there is one.
No, I don't think there is. They're all too showy. Right. These wrestlers, they're all too showy.
Do you know who Maggie? The closest person I can think of to Maggie is Tajiri. And the reason why I say that is, you might know this story, is Tajiri worked in ECW, and for like the couple of years that he was there, he pretended that he didn't know any English. He only spoke Japanese.
Really?
And he spoke English the whole time.
That's pretty Maggie.
And so, people would talk, and he knew exactly.
I didn't know this at all.
Like he knew who his friends were. He knew who the good people were and who the arseholes were. There's like, they would say so. They wouldn't think that he understood a word that they were saying, and he understood it exactly what they were saying. And he just made out that he couldn't understand English and didn't speak a word, and he actually did.
Botch Guy's trying to say up, Botch Guy. I love to see you. I hope you enjoyed that Tajiri story that Dan just showed. I've never heard that, so that was hilarious.
Yeah, that's that kind of mindset. That's Maggie Simpson. So Maggie Simpson is Tajiri, or Tajiri is Maggie Simpson.
Botch Guy says, question, choose one. You have no vision but are able to fly, or you can't hear except YMCA 24/7 for a year.
The fuck you on about, Botch Guy? What?
It's a very important question, Dan. You can either have no vision but can fly.
Right. So you have no vision but are able to fly, or you can't hear
except YMCA 24/7 for a year. Is it only for a year? Well, it's got to be you've got to have the time limit one, haven't you? Because what good's flying?
Yeah, exactly. Like, you're just going to go into a whole load of fucking telegraph poles. Like, so no, you go with the audio. And
but maybe you could just hover. Maybe it could be like, because like I can imagine, like, I've got so much respect for like blind people who can like see with sticks and stuff like that and like feel the world around them. I think that's incredible. But you could just hover.
Sorry, just seeing cool. Jeremy Stanley saying Shawn Michaels DX version is Bart. I'm going to go one further. Like mid-40s Shawn Michaels DX version is Bart. Lever Bates as Lisa is a good call, by the way.
It's a good one. It is good. But Maggie can only be stone cold with how
because you see, Steve Austin does it in your face. Maggie
is a silent assassin.
Maggie makes you think it couldn't possibly be her.
Better for the best for content. Did Maddie replace Anna Jay when she got injured? Maybe.
Boom, Millie down with it again. Yeah, absolutely.
Maggie is carrying Cross. Carrying Cross in badass enough.
Maggie is Tajiri.
She's shot multiple characters and saved Homer's life by catching a beer bottle flying at his head. Kevin Owens is Maggie.
and Tajiri's super quick too. I'm telling you.
Tajiri is the best, says Millie. Disco Inferno. Disco Stew, new tag team. Dan, this is very important, says Botch Guy. Jack says, Botch Guy, stop using meth. LMAO, hilarious Jackie boy. Botch Guy's great. I'd rather not be blind, so the choice is easy. If I don't ask my random question every time, I'd fail my friends here. Yeah, Botch Guy is awesome, and he promotes our stream all the time. And guess what? I go onto his stream and ask random questions. So yeah, he comes onto our stream and asks random questions. Thank you so much for joining us, mate. Hope you're all right, man, dude. I'm great. Are you good, Dan?
Yeah.
Dan's angry because I was late.
I'm good. I'm glad. I like the idea of wrestlers and Simpsons characters, and the fact that we're able to get onto some retro gaming, and I got to talk about Maggie Simpson as well, because Maggie Simpson does not get enough. Do you know what? There's even on Disney Plus
still going on about Maggie Simpson.
I do. I love Maggie Simpson, right? And there's even like this wee little 5-minute like cartoon that they did for Disney Plus as well. Even that's good. So. Right. You know,
there we go.
Not classic Maggie, but still decent. But yeah, Maggie Simpson is like just by far the best character in The Simpsons and the biggest badass.
I always enjoyed Maggie. I don't watch it enough. Millie says that you'd get fried if you couldn't see where you're flying. Yeah, but you could actually like fly with someone. There's no reason why you couldn't use someone else's eyes.
So I've just seen what Botch Guy wrote. Mother got sick, wife got sick, car broken into, and then house flooded in 6 weeks. Mate, me and you must be related or something.
Yeah, you've been to the ring around.
So,
mate.
Blimey, yeah, heart goes out to you, Botch Guy. I'm glad to hear that, it's going good now and you're on a, some good
hope
streak,
things will go.
Well, he says underneath.
He does say good, yeah. There we go. Just TikTok, my cog's working. No, man, I was really sorry to hear that. House flooded. Shit, man. Shit. Worst 2 months ever. Maggie is...
Sorry, just saying you don't know Jack just wrote the Playdate with Destiny. It has a new sequel as of yesterday. I did not know that, so thank you, Jack.
What does that mean?
That was the little 5-minute special that Disney Plus did for Maggie. When it was for when The Simpsons came onto Disney Plus, or it was like launched, or whatever it was.
Released a lot of extra content.
Ivan says he's got Orange Cassidy to win next week. I hope not.
No, he's no chance. No chance.
I certainly believe that it is Pac, but I am sure that we will get Orange Cassidy and Kenny in a TV main event match at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's great. I think it's a great match. I'd be excited to see the match, but I just don't think it sells a pay-per-view.
No, it doesn't sell the pay-per-view at all. Like, when you don't believe that someone's winning, the best that you can go with is, if we're going to buy it, I want to make sure I'm going to get the best match. And don't get me wrong, Omega and Cassidy would have a great match.
It'll be fun, yeah.
But Pac is what more people will be driven to.
Yeah.
And Haku as Maggie. Yeah, no,
that's
to be fair, that's actually not a bad.
That's a really good one.
Yeah.
Anyway, you beauties, have a great stream. Just drop by. Thank you so much for joining us, my dude. The Maggie shots were designed by Oscar. Hi, Botch. Rock and roll.
It's Oscar bait.
Oscar, what, sorry?
The Maggie shots were designed as Oscar bait, being cynical. I don't care if I like it. I like it. Like,
what you gonna do?
Wrestle Story says, I think there will be interference. There's a chance? I never say never. Ant can do a live stream with you guys for SmackDown next. I don't know what you're going on about. Sorry, Ivan.
We don't. I appreciate that, Ivan, but I mean, I won't be doing SmackDown anyway. I don't think. But yeah, can do it. No, we don't do live streams. We only invite Dan because he's got sort of thingy. We save you guys for predictions. So if you want to do a predictions video, Ivan, you can do that in the future, dude. Everyone, please check out the description and check out the awesome Pro Wrestling Eve. They're a wonderful channel. Saturday, Dan is doing an 11-year anniversary stream. We're all going to hang out in there, and I'm going to hopefully be able to join. I'm not sure.
And not just me, but the roster of Eve as well. There'll be myself, Charlie Morgan, Jetta, Rhea O'Reilly, and Sami Jane. And it'll be first time that Sammy's done one of these. And some people that have been a part of Eve over the last 11 years. You know, some of whom you may know, some of you may not, and also some nice surprises as well. So,
I look forward to it, Dan, especially based on the last big live one that you did, which was a hell of a lot of fun. A hell of a lot of fun.
It really, really was.
You can hit the subscribe button to help our little channel grow. Why not tell a friend who you're watching wrestling with and watch this? I'm loving this shit, man. I'm loving this shit. Want to support the channel? Now you can. Well, following us on Patreon. Following us? Give us money on Patreon. That's what you do. Dudes, it's been great. Love you all. See you all in Hull. Count down with me, Dan. 5. This is so gay. 3, 2. What are you doing? Yeah, 2, 1. Hull, yeah.
God, I just listened to this whole podcast. It was terrible. I feel like my ears are gonna bleed.
What'd you say? This is Darby Allin, and you're listening to Gimme a Oh Yeah podcast.